Online at couplecars.com. All deals with roof credit. See dealer for details.
Good morning, Breakers. This is Scott Miller from Midwest Bank. When I recently joined Midwest Bank, I was immediately impressed by our exceptional service. My first customer made the switch from a large corporate bank and didn't have to wait in line or call a 1-800 number. We treated him like family. He now visits the bank just to say hello. While other banks go corporate, we stay Nebraska. Visit us at midwest.bank or drop by a branch today. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Get inspired at the 54th Annual Home and Garden Show, February 13th through the 15th at Sandhills Global Event Center in Lincoln. $10 admission. Let the experts bring your home projects to life. Learn more at hbal.org.
Nutrition Authority presents Fusion 30, an ultra premium protein ideal for anyone wanting to look, feel, and perform their best. Fusion 30 can only be found at Nutrition Authority. Stop in today for a free sample, visit with a certified nutritionist, and get better than internet pricing. For store info, visit mynutritionauthority.com.
Fans, are you craving the ultimate game day experience? Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill has your front row seat to all the action. Dive into delicious wings, juicy burgers, and ice-cold drinks, all served up with TVs covering every inch of the wall, so you'll never miss a play. Rally your crew, cheer on your team, and take advantage of game night specials every week. Stop in for a Nebraska basketball game with a party of 4 or more and receive a free pitcher of beer. Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill, right by the Lincoln Airport at 3111 Northwest 12th Street. Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. 93.7 The Ticket sports news go now.
This is Rudy Gress IV with your Ticket Sports Update. In Husker softball, Nebraska split action yesterday at the Shriner Children's Clearwater Invitational in Clearwater, Florida. The Huskers opened the day with an impressive 6-0 shutout victory over number 10th ranked LSU, using dominant pitching and timely hitting to control the game from start to finish. Later in the afternoon, Nebraska came up just short in a tightly contested 6-5 loss to number 17 Georgia, a game that went down to the final at-bat. The Huskers now turn their attention to another marquee matchup today, facing number 3 Tennessee at 11 a.m. on ESPN2 as they continue tournament play against some of the nation's top competition. Husker baseball begins its season tonight, taking on UConn at 7 p.m. Central on MLB Network. The matchup opens Nebraska's play at the MLB Desert Invitational as the Huskers look to start the season off on the right foot with a strong showing on opening night. In Husker basketball news, the Cornhuskers aim to bounce back as they host the Northwestern Wildcats at Pinnacle Bank Arena tomorrow, February 14th. Tip-off is set for 12 p.m. Central, and the game will be televised on Big Ten Network as conference positioning continues to tighten late in the regular season. For all the latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? Happy Friday. Jay Foreman. That is not Austin Orman. Austin is traveling, handling business for the Ticket like he always does down there, keeping an eye on the baseball team as they kick it off this weekend down in Phoenix. But my man to the right is my man Harrison. And this is Old School, brought to you the New School Way, 1040 O Street, live in effect, putting a bow on this beautiful week. Beautiful weather. Started off with 70 degrees. Let me check my watch. It's 62, so he's starting to end on a high note. The first hour of Old School is brought to you by Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows is based out of Halem, Nebraska, and they offer free estimates, full window replacements, vinyl triple pan windows, and a lifetime warranty on everything while keeping their prices affordable. Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give them a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. I will tell you, they came in, I think, last year. The owners came in, Harrison, and they were actually, they were a delight to have in. And they were just really, you could just tell they were really good people. And, you've been around enough various sponsors or just different events, when they really believe in their product. So it's pretty cool that they found a niche, and obviously they've been able to expand it from mom and pops, but then obviously make it very affordable in this day and time because windows are obviously a key, especially with the winds around here.
Oh, yeah. Out here in the Midwest.
Yeah.
You never know when the hell's going to be flying at your windows.
I know. We got a good show today. We're starting off my man, Eric. You don't know Harrison. Eric is on me. It's all good. Eric loves me, but he does it with bulliness. I'm cool with it. But got a lot going on. Eventually, when the college football playoffs gets to 24 teams, there's the memo going around in the Big Ten and what it's going to look like. What it would have been like this year would have been very interesting. We'll see, we want your guys' thoughts. Should they go from 12 to 24 or 12, 16, and 24? So supposedly no later than 2029. So be on the lookout for that. We have some NFL stuff, a lot going on. Obviously, the Giants and the Bills have finally finalized their rosters along with some other teams. But more importantly, they have the rookie grades in.
Mm-hmm.
Cam Ward was number one, but one of Harrison's Chicago Bears ended up being, according to PFF, the number one rookie. And so that's a good sign for Chicago. But then also with the draft coming up, 2 Huskers going to the combine. It's not where you start, it's where you finish. And so that's something that we'll talk about. We'll talk about some Husker recruiting news because Nebraska's been on the trail. They got spring ball coming up. We got a big Nebraska men's basketball game, or a lot of sports going on this weekend in Huskerland, but it's alumni weekend. I think they're highlighting the 95-96 team that went on and to win the NIT. Probably should have been an NCAA tournament team, but got in their own way a little bit, but then figured it out late in the season, and then obviously good enough to be highlighted on alumni weekend. I think Fred Hoiberg said they have 75 plus guys coming back, so that's good.
Yeah, I looked at the list. It's huge.
Yeah.
One of my Cedar Catholic alumni, he's going to be there. Craig Wortman.
Right.
And I was going, there's every corner of Nebraska,
Yeah.
and then obviously with the walk-ons back in the day. But no, it's going to be a lot of fun. I was kind of amazed how many people they got. It tells you they've been waiting, though.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of been growing towards this. I mean, obviously with Fred being a successful college coach, NBA, and then obviously a former player, that you can get around the head coach, and he's welcomed all the former players back at different times as well. But then obviously being able to be at PBA and kind of get together for a weekend, and obviously the cherry on top is Nebraska's basketball team has been playing really well. I think they play Northwestern tomorrow, so it'll be a little bit of a tough out. Northwestern coming off of a tough loss at home, I think, against Michigan. They had control of the game pretty much.
They almost had it. Martinelli was really going off in the first half. He had 18 points in the second half. Michigan, I mean, with their size, they really started imposing their will. And
Yeah.
Martinelli had 0 in the second. And that's kind of been the problem. If Martinelli doesn't have it going, the rest of the team really struggles to help out.
The first half for Martinelli, he was, obviously had 18 points, but, sometimes, he has to be a volume scorer. He wasn't in the first half, and they really kind of focused on him in the second half and shut him out, and they were able to get going offensively as far as Michigan goes. But so you got to expect that Northwestern is going to give you their best shot. Obviously Nebraska was able to handle them pretty good up there. They're coming on the road. They're ripe for the picking, but you also got to understand that they're pretty dangerous. And so, it's obviously a good opportunity for the women's basketball team to get back and get busy. The softball team is playing Tennessee right now. I think last time I checked, they were down 3-1, right?
Yeah, I'll check the score again here, but I know they were down.
Yeah, and which is, Tennessee knocked them out last year in the Super Regional, so they want to, get a little bit of early season get back. But the softball team seems like they're starting out pretty well. And then obviously Austin's on the road. He's down there. And then when he comes back, he's going to head up with Nebraska to Iowa City to cover the basketball team. So
and they did end up losing it 1-4.
1-4
for the softball team. So now they got, I think it's UCF. UCF up next year. In just a day, they'll be back at it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think the early, obviously scores are, kind of get experience, but to see where you're at, and obviously Tennessee's probably a little bit ahead of schedule than Nebraska just based on, weather and the ability to be outside. But I think it's really a good time for Nebraska sports.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the football team is in the off season, so they're chomping at the bit. The volleyball team is obviously looking to bounce back. And, one thing that was pretty cool, Harrison, I want your opinion before we kind of jump around a little bit, just kind of getting into the basketball. But the volleyball team, obviously, after John Cook retired, Danny came in, retained everybody this year, coaches and players, and somewhat unheard of, obviously, in the transfer portal era. What are your thoughts on that? Because, obviously, it's the big year to try to get over the hump. Obviously, felt like last year was maybe a little bit of a letdown, and being undefeated, losing in the tournament. How important do you think it is that you're bringing all the assistant coaches back and all the players back, and know you haven't lost anybody in the second year of Coach Danny?
I think it's pretty obviously a big deal when you lose a legend like John Cook. And we had Toria Sigler last night talk about it, and she was recruited by John Cook, and then year one, Danny Busboom Kelly, and they kind of talked about what that was going to feel like. There was obviously a little bit of trepidation because you just never know, right?
Yeah.
Even though you see her track record at Louisville, she's a phenomenal coach, but they all seem to really love her. I know Sigler talked about, the connection that she already has with Danny Busboom Kelly. And then with the rest of the staff, I mean, Jalen Reyes, I'd imagine he's got to be a hot commodity if he ever decided to want to move on. He obviously got promoted to associate head coach here at the university, but keeping him around, and then 2 years in a row, you got no players hitting the portal.
Yeah.
And that just kind of tells you the belief that they have in this program. Obviously, it helps when you're on the network the most out of really anybody else. But also, I think continuity is bigger than ever in college sports because you have a lot of other teams that are having players transferring in and out all the time. It's tough to have continuity and really know how you operate on a routine basis when you got players in and out of the door all the time. So having that for 2 years in a row with the players, and obviously this year with the coaching staff as well, I mean, that's all just green flags for me. There's only good things that can come out of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think that obviously Nebraska's volleyball program is probably one of the most financially stable as far as being able to kind of take care of players, NIL, and obviously rev sharing wise, and obviously with the expansion of the arena, lets you know it's not going to stop, and so there's no reason, for no, I guess easy reason to leave, right? And the competition is thick. They're not set on one lineup. It's constant competition. And so I think when you have that going on and you treat the players good and you're playing for the right reasons and everybody's here for the right reasons, that's why you don't see any turnover. And I think, just from the outside looking in that they, hopefully have learned some stuff from Texas A&M. Obviously they went on to win. And so you can take a little bit from that, but
that's a pattern for them. That's unfortunate that they fall short, but it's always against who ends up being the national champ more often than not.
And the circumstances around this game, you had, somebody got hurt in warm-ups, you had a couple people sick, and you had some late season injuries, but that's just part of it, and so I think it's a learning experience from them, but you get to learn together. I think they're going to try to come out and put a cherry on top. And obviously the goal originally was probably to, win 3 or 4 titles. But if you win this last one, that's the only one that you think about. And because you're able to win it at the very end of your career. So I think that's a good sign. And I think it's a good sign for, not only the volleyball team, but Husker sports in general. I think if you look at the football team, not a lot of turnover, as much as you would think after a disappointing year somewhat, as far as the last 3 games. And they tried to hit the recruiting path and did a decent job in the portal. So now they're really grinding, trying to get ready to go out there in spring ball and, see where they're at. I think you're 100% right. I think continuity in within reason, getting old together is key.
You don't like Solomon out of getting his 9th year of eligibility out of Montana?
Man. But, for him, he's been injured a lot, but I don't know if I would want to do it. I'd try to go on to Canada and play professionally or something.
I mean, if I'm the kid, I never blame the kids, right? I'll take the money. No problem. I don't have any problems with it, but it is just kind of crazy because I think he'll be 27.
Yeah, when he's
yeah,
that's you 10 years older than a freshman that comes in, a young freshman that comes in. So it's a unique situation. I think Miami had their not this year, but the last
McCormick.
year, with Cam Ward. He was in his 9th year. Was 7th or 9th, I think, right?
I think that one might have been the 7th.
Yeah, and so he was, looked upon like, like what are you still doing around, and the COVID thing, and then injuries, and you different circumstances is understandable, but I think if you're able to grow together, I think that's where you're going to see teams being able to maybe beat more talented teams, because Nebraska's talented enough to run through the normal teams that they have to beat. But when you have to beat teams that you don't get to see all the time, that means like the SEC teams and like a team like Texas A&M, and then obviously a few years ago against Texas and stuff like that, that's where you need that continuity and togetherness. And so hopefully they're building that this offseason and working towards it, because You know, you got a special thing going around here. And then obviously, you know, I'm sure for Coach Danny, you know, in her second year, she'd not like nothing better than to get a championship, you know, in her second year. That'd be like, all right, I got that off my back, and now I can start winning. You know, now I could, you know, now they can't say I'm not a championship coach.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of pressure when you know, come back after or replace you know, John Cook, because you know, he's a legendary coach. He's built the program up, very well respected. Obviously, it's turnkey, and so his legend status, or his like aura around him, kind of like when Jordan retired, it will continue to grow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that's why you got to win a championship here, you know, rather sooner than later.
Well, and it's incredibly hard to demand the locker room and the culture the same way. We had it with Saban and DeBoer. Like, it's not the same Alabama right now.
Yeah.
Maybe he can get a Revan again, like Saban had him back in the day, but certainly has been up to that point. And that's what was so incredible with this team is, I mean, I didn't see any fall off.
Yeah,
at all.
No,
It just looked like continued dominance. And obviously, you lose to Texas A&M, but I mean, it was dominance all the way up until that point.
Yeah, we got a good question here from Crowbait. He says, I'm a huge Husker volleyball fan, but do you guys think it's too early to do another Husker volleyball days at the stadium like they want to do this year?
I never have any issues with it. Like, I think people would show up, pack it up, even if it's not sold out like last time. I can tell you right now, there's enough people interested in going to that.
I mean, I think it was a whole day. I mean, you know,
they had multiple teams out there playing as well,
and then they went, and then there was I think a soccer game or something like
that. Was that the Husker games, or was that volleyball day?
I don't remember. I just remember they came down because we were at Barry's and or whatever. So it was a huge deal, and I think it would be sold out again or close to it.
Well, you know,
I don't think you're ever not going to have people there when it's Husker volleyball in the stadium.
No, it's absolutely, there's so many people, and you go to the small towns, you know, that was kind of my awakening. I remember being in elementary, going over to his buddy's house, and the whole family was sitting there in front of the TV. It's like, oh, what are they watching? And it was Husker volleyball. And that was my first time sitting down, but it's been like that, and it keeps growing. So Lincoln, Omaha, all the small towns, I have zero doubt that they'd go fill that place up.
Yeah. I think and you're right. I think they had their own volleyball days, and it kind of, you know, set the season off. But then also I think it, you know, I like it because if I was a football player, the pressure's on us. Now we got to answer the bell, and now we got to do something special, you know. And so,
well, all the teams are starting to play a little bit of pressure on that football program. And that's a good thing.
That's a good thing because high tides, raise all ships. And so we got also another text here from Brad from Baldwin. He says, we need an outdoor basketball game in Memorial Stadium. I think their season starts too late, though, Brad.
Yeah,
maybe they could do. I don't know if they're able. I don't know if you could do. You know how they do those trips where they go. If you could do some sort of like jamboree kind of thing with the basketball.
Also, I'll just say right now, you probably don't want to do it in Nebraska because the odds are the wind's going to be picking up the day you have it.
Yeah, well, it's way too cold when basketball season starts.
You'd have to go
that you
somewhere
do
else
in the summer or something like that. It would be pretty cool if you could do it, but I just don't think it would. Weather would cooperate, but I think the more you can highlight every program in Nebraska, I think it helps. You know, obviously the sports programs as a whole, like every single one that Nebraska's on in the news cycle, and obviously right now the basketball team is doing really well. Volleyball team is pretty consistent. Football team has gotten better, and they're looking to make a big jump. And so
baseball's going for their third straight Big Ten title
on the sneak too. And then obviously the excitement last year with the softball team is real, and they bring Jordy Ball and the whole
Jordan Fromm now.
What do you mean?
Jordy, she's married, so Jordan Fromm.
Oh, it's Jordan
or
Fromm.
Jordy
Fromm.
Yeah, you can call either.
Well, yeah. So is it hyphenated? No. Yeah. Well, Jordy's back. I'll call it Jordy. And that's good. You got some signature players. I think it was a big deal, you know, when she transferred back, and now see she was dominant where she was at before. And so when you start to do good things maybe in another sport, it starts to boil over in other ones. And, you know, look, it's a good problem where you're like, man, you know, it's a tough year and a tough stretch in a better Big Ten this year for Amy Williams and the women's basketball team, which I think they'll get going down the stretch and get an NC tournament bid. But that means that it's good pressure. You know what I mean? And that's where you even like the basketball team. People are like, oh, man, we're 21-3. 2 years ago, or whenever it was, 5 years ago, we'd be 21-3. People would have been like, no way. And the fact that we're 21-3,
we would have hung a banner right there. Just
and lost some games, especially the first 2 losses were, nail biters. And the last one, obviously, being, with Illinois, with
Spillgate.
Yeah, Spillgate, which is interesting, though.
I was a Husker fan.
Yeah.
They're looking for him. So wherever that knucklehead is, you better wear a hood for the next few weeks.
Well, he's going to be like the guy that was the YouTube streamer that was down at the Waste Management, and he'll never be able to go to a PGA tournament again for life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a dumb way to get yourself kicked out.
Why would you even do that anyways?
I can't. I have no idea. Also, like, we're going to be inbounding. We're going to be on that side of the court with the ball. So I don't think he was thinking, or she.
No.
So
I don't think anybody was thinking straight. But it's unfortunate. But that one, and then obviously the Michigan game and some other games where it's a little bit tough, and when you lost to Illinois and stuff like that. So, I think Nebraska is in a good position, sports wise, which is really, really good right now, considering where they were maybe a couple of years ago. On the piggyback of Bill Moose coming out with his memoir.
Yeah, let's tell you what, a lot of laundry out there in the air. That's one thing that stuck out to me. But I mean, it's huge. If we seriously with this football program, I hope it goes well this next year and they finally start catching the momentum. 2 back-to-back bowl games. I don't want to scoff at that, but man, if these other sports were struggling, this would be a long year, especially for us here at the Ticket Studios. But then you got basketball, like we just mentioned all of them before. But there's a lot other great headlines going on that can take some of the focus off the football program. And I always say maybe that's a good thing for that football program.
And just let them go to work. And I mean, let's not forget the wrestling team as well with Mark Manning and that
47-0 shutout on. I don't care. It's Northwestern. That's hard to do.
Right. And that juggernaut he's built, and to be consistent. Now they had a magical run last year, and they're trying to catch their stride right now as they start to finish off their season. And he had a big birthday yesterday, so you want to wish him a happy birthday. We got a couple more texts here. As far as basketball in, I guess, Memorial Day or in the winter, unknown texter 1705 says, as a kid, we scooped snow to play basketball outside. They could play. You know what? To be honest with you, when I first moved to Minnesota, it was. I mean, from DC, it was. I mean, I was like, whoa, what the heck is this? Is cold, right? And we lived in these apartments, but they had a basketball court up there. I used to go up there and shovel and shoot. I used to shoot with my gloves on, or shoot without my gloves, put them on. But it can be done. These college kids aren't going to do it, but those are fond memories, though.
I mean, yeah, the fans would show up, I think. Yeah. But the players, I don't know.
No, they can't do it in the fall.
You can bank on Sam Hoiberg probably doing it, but not maybe everybody else.
You can't do it in the fall, but I mean, that text, brings back some good memories where, and kids are different now, right? Where there's a will, there's a way. You don't have many distractions, right? We didn't have cell phones. We didn't have, I don't even know if I had like Atari back then or anything. So, I'd watch, NBA, basketball and go up there and try to, replay what I just saw.
Who was the guy that you always try to mimic? Or did you have one?
My favorite player growing up, I mean, obviously with, Jordan. I got to watch Michael Jordan every game because he was on WGN.
Oh, yeah.
So I was watching every game.
You got to watch the best era of basketball in the NBA ever.
Right. And so he was obviously, one of my favorites. And then my true favorite was to Big Game James Worthy. I love Big Game James Worthy. Nice. I love Big Game James Worthy, man. I mean, just I don't know what it was. And maybe it was because when I heard his nickname, Big Game James, and he used to do this dunk where he'd go and just rain on people. And I remember, when I first dunked, I did it like that. So Big Game James, Michael Cooper, who was on the Lakers. I've always been a Lakers fan. And then
did you get into the white chocolate hype?
Williams?
Williams.
Yeah, I liked him.
It was
crazy but then Larry Bird too.
Yeah.
I love Larry Bird. I mean, and I got to watch Dominic Wilkins as well because we had, TNT. So I was able to watch, some really good players and it brought back some memories when you're trying to figure it out, thinking that, had the chain nets and everything and stuff like that. And so,
man, on the cold, I mean, the ball just gets stuck in there. The chain's probably just frozen solid.
No, well, you take the shovel, knock the
ice off there,
and you go. It took, it probably took me longer to get the court ready than actually out there shooting basketball.
You get done shoveling
because it was cold. Because you'd be out there you'd be out there in like a sweatshirt and a jacket trying to shoot, but
then you get on home and your mom says, "Scoop the driveway."
Yeah,
and you got to double up on your work.
I couldn't go up there until I did my my chores, but he had energy for days. And you come in and then try to, warm up. So I used to be by the vent and take my blanket and try to make a little cocoon. So
we got this one from Frank. He said we used a kerosene heater to warm the ball up so it bounce.
Yeah. I mean,
I forget when it gets that cold. It's just
you lose
flat.
air. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I mean, between that and one of my friends, his dad was a lawyer, and so they were pretty wealthy, and so we'd all meet up over at his house and we'd play snow football on this golf course. And I had never thought about golf. I didn't know that the turf needed to be protected. I remember this dude came out, I was like, you guys can't be, we tore that golf course up. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't, we're out there just digging the golf course up.
Yeah.
And
what was the repercussions? So they just kick you off?
Kicked us off. And,
with some words?
Yeah.
Behind? But
then we went in and came back out, Mr. Jacobs carried some big weight. I mean, we had the lawyer backing us up. But I remember those are good memories. And then obviously with Nebraska sports right now, giving people a lot of good memories. But we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We'll talk about the expansion of the college football playoffs and what that means for Nebraska, whether it's 16 or 24, as this NCAA moving towards two power conferences, top 40, 56 conference, European soccer model is on the horizon. So Jay Foreman, Harrison, Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hi, Charlie Stone here, and joining me is Andy Goodyear with Honda of Lincoln. Before I bring Andy on, we want to wish you joy, success, and good health in 2026. Andy, are you there?
Yes, I am, Charlie. And by the way, that was well said.
Andy, I know you want to kick off 2026 with a bang. What's going on at the dealership?
We got a lot going on here, Charlie. We have incredible savings on every new remaining 2025, New Year's savings on every new 2026, special low long-term financing, and special lease rates. The biggest news is we have more than 400 new 2025 and 2026 Hondas to choose from.
How about pre-owned?
We have over 125 pre-owned and certified pre-owned Hondas right now with prices starting at under $10,000, and we have special low rates.
Well, maybe it's time you experience the best. The Honda of Lincoln way of doing business, 27th and Yankee Hill Road, or online at hondaoflincoln.com.
Good morning, Breakers. This is Scott Miller from Midwest Bank. When I recently joined Midwest Bank, I was immediately impressed by our exceptional service. My first customer made the switch from a large corporate bank and didn't have to wait in line or call a 1-800 number. We treated him like family. He now visits the bank just to say hello. While other banks go corporate, we stay Nebraska. Visit us at midwest.bank or drop by a branch today. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
At DWE Generations, having a plan matters, especially when it comes to protecting what's most important. They work with individuals, families, and business owners to help make smart financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Eiler bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. DWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
Now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Gentlemen, are you ready for something beyond the ordinary haircut? At Scissors & Scotch Lincoln, they blend your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. Sink into a comfy chair, unwind with a complimentary drink, and let their master barbers handle the rest. It's not just grooming, it's an experience. Whether you're prepping for a big meeting, needing to get cleaned up before family comes to town, or just need a little time to yourself, Scissors & Scotch Lincoln delivers sharp style every time. Book now at Scissors & Scotch in Lincoln, just south of 30th and Yankee Hill Road.
A lot of people in the summertime think, gee, I want to build a new home. By the time they go through the process of sitting down, getting the permits, and getting the home started, the home isn't done until January or February.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
I think the best time to start designing your new home is the month of February. Get an early start on it. Sit down, the snow's flying. Let's sit around the table. Let's drop some plans. When we're looking out for a homeowner, we're always keeping their budget in mind. Let's put numbers together and let's get that thing started so that the home's done in summer or fall before school starts. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
That mild February weather is going to continue here as we head through the weekend. We'll top out around 62 today. A good amount of sunshine, a light wind under 5 miles an hour. Increasing cloud cover here tonight, a low temperature of around 38 degrees, and then a chance of rain tomorrow with a high temperature right around 56. A little nicer coming up on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downer for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hey fellas, let's take a quick time out here. February is American Heart Month, and listen, men are the worst at getting checked out. We'll watch every stat in the league, but ignore the most important one. That's our own heart health. So here's the play. Talk to your doctor about scheduling a quick heart screening at Advanced Medical Imaging. It's fast, it's easy, and it could save your life. Your family needs you around a lot more than your fantasy team does. Make the call, get the checkup, take care of your heart at Advanced Medical Imaging.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, my man Harrison on the 1s and 2s sitting in for Austin. Old School. We want to give a shout out to Graham Tire. They hooked your boy up.
Oh, you got some new treads?
Yeah. Struggling.
I need to.
Yeah.
But my car's been out alignment a little bit, so
Yeah.
the one side of my car, the treads are weaning.
75 years they've been around here handling business, and they handled my stuff really, really good. Appreciate all their help.
Absolutely.
Got me on. Even
Go
though-
check them out now before it gets cold again.
Exactly. Well, hopefully never don't get cold anymore. Yeah. We don't need any more. We don't need that May snow.
We're always good for one.
Yeah, I know. And I always tell people, because some of my daughters, they live out on the East Coast, so they get out in June. And I was like, man, people in Nebraska, when you get out like May 10th, 15th, you get kind of screwed because the weather isn't even kind of turned into summer yet. Because you think, school's out, summertime. Still got another month to do. We do not need any more. Get us snow now and let us live life later. Don't give us life now and then bring us back, because your blood gets thin. Then it's extra cold.
I'll never forget, Jay, my 21st birthday, April 12th, 7 inches of snow blizzard. The worst thing ever. And then COVID was the cherry on top. It was double whammy.
That's
on
a
the 21st.
double whammy. It might have been a quadruple whammy on you.
Yeah, Mother Nature said we don't want to hang out. We're not hanging out on your 21st at all. So,
man, that sucks. Going into break, we talked about the Tony Batiti had the memo going around to all Big Ten, I guess, powers that be, athletic directors and so forth and so on, of what a 24-team playoff would look like, Harrison. And it's essentially 23 teams at large and one group of 6. And there's no guaranteed spots. And it was a sticking point of when they were going to actually go to 16 next year. And the backstory is the SEC and the Big Ten are the 2 power brokers. Both of them were okay with going to 16 this year, right? But the Big Ten wanted it that with the, I guess, the caveat or the extra that we would eventually go to 24.
Yep.
The SEC wanted to stick at 16, so now we're stuck at 12. I mean, it's like 2 Fortune 500 CEO companies can't work together to make the world go around. And so
you got all the other conferences; they're just sitting and watching. They know they don't got to say it.
Right, but it actually helps them though, because it gives you actually a path to get more teams in. You get more teams in on a consistent basis, you can get a bigger piece of the pie. But the 24-team playoff that's coming around or that's going around is actually pretty cool. So the top 2 teams, they get a bye. I think it's 16 and 13 and 15 and 14. They play that with the first week, kind of like a play-in. And then after that, you have the quarterfinal games all on the campuses. So we could get one here in Nebraska and play a California team, a Texas team, Miami team, or whatever, and it'll be 20 degrees, advantage Nebraska. So they'll all be on campus. Then after that,
well, that eliminates, you said, the conference championships.
Yeah, no conference championship.
Yeah, and then also there's no guarantee. No
guarantees.
Yeah.
So you better get it in that regular season, and you better have style points too. So you got quarterfinals on campuses, so that's good. Everybody can reap the benefits of it, and trust me. Listen, if it's cold, people in Nebraska will be here, and everybody here, late in the season will make a ton of money as far as local, revenue.
Oh yeah.
And then you go to the regular bowl games, and then you go to semifinal, and then the national championship is mid-January.
Okay.
I like it. And the thing that I would like, if they said I have a target date for 24, I would actually want to move up the start of the season, because with this new models, and they will work around the NFL schedule, so they'll work in kind of conjunction, right? So then, they're not going to step in on their toes. But I think if you start early and you can end the season early, you're actually working even better with the NFL, because then that your off season, which is we're in right now, would marry more of an NFL schedule. You could change obviously keep the same signing periods, but you could change how you divvy up your spring practices. And so instead of having 20 that you have to have consecutively in a month, you could spread them all through your whole off season, like how they have rookie mini camps, veteran mini camps, mandatory mini camps, then training camp. There you can get constant flow. Now you might not be wearing pads all the time, right? But you'll be able to get a lot of work in and being able to improve your team, try things, see where players at, rest and recovery, go so forth and so on. So I like the idea. We want to hear what you guys thought. Our texters out there, to go ahead, feel free to text in, give us your thoughts on 24-team playoffs.
I think I got to find it where who would have got in.
I can pull it up
Yeah,
for
who
you.
would have got in this? Because
I couldn't tell you every.
Notre Dame would have got in for sure.
Yeah.
And then they would have had both of the Tulane and
the way it works right now with 24, it's one group of 6, right?
yes, one group of 6, 23 of the best teams, one group of 6.
Well, with potential, you can have more, but they gotta have the record.
Yeah, just generally,
10
and
points.
I like it. I'm trying to find out where it was.
Well, I'll give you the conferences while you would look at that. So if it would have happened, it would have been 7 SEC teams, 6 Big 10, 5 Big 12, 3 ACC, 2 group of 6, and then Notre Dame.
Yes.
So the ACC and the Big 12, I'd imagine, are big fans for this.
Oh yeah, because they're getting in way more than they normally would.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
And-
5 for the Big 12.
Yeah,
That's
and
huge.
Notre Dame's a guaranteed. So it's actually, it's actually 22 spots. Notre Dame would always be in, right? And then the run group of 6 would always be in. And so there's 22 spots. That works out really well. And there's going to be years where the SEC has 9 teams, and then the Big 10 might only have 4 if you have a down year. It's a year where, SEC has 7 this year. Would have had 7 this year. Well, Penn State was the preseason number 1 team. Fired the coach, barely made a bowl game. It could have been 7, and then the ACC might have only got 2 in, or the Big 12 only might have got 4. I think it really helps out, college football if they were able to do this. I think they would eventually make more money in it, but I think the schedule is key, because when you're doing there will be the 2 or the 6 second-round games on campus and 4 quarterfinal games at the traditional bowl game locations on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. That's just like traditional football. That's perfect. And then you have the semifinal games at both sites, and then you got a national championship game, and it's around mid-January. So the worst case scenario, you're done by the last week in January. National champion.
If you can start the season a little bit earlier, then I think it all actually works out pretty well.
And then it moves everything up.
Yes,
Yeah.
and then also I do like the idea of at least you get that home game, because like last year it's crazy that like Indiana and the college football playoffs didn't get a home game.
Right. And you got
And then 2 years ago, I think it was Ohio State who got the home game, and then Oregon was just kind of hanging out waiting, and then they got punked by Ohio State because they kind of caught their momentum.
Right, and you had a team that was, looking for payback.
Mhm.
Second time they were playing on the road in the Rose Bowl. So, and it was a little bit cooler out there in the Rose Bowl versus when, obviously Oregon coming down definitely didn't have their knife sharp going against that Ohio State buzzsaw. So eventually they said they're going to keep they're forecasting that the format will grow to a 16-team playoff for 2027 to 28. So obviously not this season, but next season and the season after. The document indicates a move to 24 no later than 29. So what I'm thinking is it's going to be 16 for 1 year, and then there's going to be a big push to go to 24 and 28.
Well, where's the SEC's problem in this?
Well, when they were going to go to 16, they were going to go to 16 this year. So the two conferences that make the decision is Big Ten and the SEC.
And they were cool with the 16.
16. But the Big Ten wanted what I just read with the caveat that it's a guarantee we go to 24.
I'm trying to figure out why the SEC wouldn't want 24 teams in there, though.
I don't know.
That's way more representation for you guys.
The way it goes with their preseason rankings, because they always get the benefit of the doubt, right? If everybody just held serve and there's good games, aesthetically pleasing games, and they start to play, they take a cupcake out and play maybe like a mid-level team, you might get 10 teams in. You'd be dominating. Or, because
unless they just don't want to be found out. Start letting these other teams in here.
Yeah, and they start losing to some Big 12 teams or something like that. So we'll see where it goes. And
that's just a lot of money on the table, and that's one. Mr. Sankey, that surprises me. He wouldn't go for that.
And here's what's interesting is that the clock is starting to tick faster because the college football playoff contract is up in 2031, which means, Harrison, in 2029 and 30, you better extend it. Because if you get to the last year of it, all bets are off. Then it's going to be, now everybody's going to be posturing. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when people go into labor strikes and stuff like that, where they always wait to pass the point of no return. If we waited this long, we might as well go get in the court system. Whereas the college football playoffs, you want to extend it. And maybe they need to see a good turnout or a good product with 16. Well, then obviously, inspire them to go to 24. I think it brings a lot more teams into play. I think it brings the style of play into play. and whatever team that's maybe waiting in the weeds that can foster kids, develop kids, and keep them around and make that magical run. And maybe you might not be a top like 6 seed, but you're coming from the middle of the pack, and then you're getting a good bye or not good a good like schedule going up to the championship game.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you'll see like some teams come out of nowhere because the parity in college football is there now with the transfer portal, and you got guys moving. You'll play at Nebraska one year, potentially you could be at Iowa the next, or Iowa then Nebraska.
It's like you get all those different matchups in there too. If you go 24, like we see the same teams. Well, it's a little bit different now because the Big Ten's got like 18 teams in there. So we are starting to see some new matchups. When you break it out to 24, you do get those style clashes, which is going to be interesting. And then you add the weather elements to it.
Yeah.
And then, that whole conversation in itself is entertaining.
Yeah. We got a question from Mr. Mike D. Why would Notre Dame always be in? It's in their contract. After this year, they put amended it to where Notre Dame has to be horrible not to get in the college football playoffs for the rest of eternity. They're in no matter what next year, just because of their schedule, and they'll get the benefit of the doubt. So that's why they'll always be in. MT West, he said he's all for moving the schedule up. Eric says bring on the March snow. No, Eric, crazy. Thomas and Lincoln loves 24. We got a pretty cool picture here from Unknown Texture 2366. He says after attending the last 3 Super Bowls, it felt weird watching it on TV. Listen, that's a serious flex right there. To go to one Super Bowl is pretty expensive. And then he has it down here. I got to expand this thing. I'm not a very computer savvy. He has it here.
Okay,
so if we were 20, if it was 24 this year, we'll get through this real quick. Indiana gets the bye. Ohio State gets the bye. The first 16 versus 17, USC against Arizona. Pretty cool game. Then it goes Oklahoma is in the second round automatically. Then it's Alabama against James Madison, which actually probably would have been a good game this year.
Right?
Because
that would actually be a really
good game. It would have been a really good game. It would have, and then Oregon is number 5.
Yeah, you get 8 buys in this system.
Right. Yeah, and then you got BYU going against Houston. A little replay, right? Texas Tech has the bye, but Texas would play Tulane. Boy, Texas would be mad. They're number 13. Oh my God. Those Cowboys. But on the other side, where Ohio State has the into the second round,
that's a matchup.
Utah against Michigan. Man,
you can't tell me that's not must-watch TV.
Yeah,
those two that going at it
straight up.
That's
like
a grinder game.
Texas A&M gets the bye. Miami against Iowa. These are the games.
That's what I'm talking about. You get those matchups.
This is what you want. Man, you talk about styles make fights, right?
Mm-hmm.
Miami would be at the home, right, because they're the higher seed.
Yep.
Ole Miss gets the bye. It's Notre Dame and Georgia Tech. I like that game. Georgia gets the bye. It's Vanderbilt at Virginia. I like that game. That would be excellent.
All of those sound incredibly interesting outside of really just Texas and Tulane. I'd still watch.
The way Texas played at times, and the Tulane can always score points. The only thing that hurt Tulane this year, I think the coach was leaving, and they lost their low lust.
Yeah, that's a good point because they just didn't have it all that when they played.
Yeah, and we got one more text in here from Thomas and Lincoln before we go to break. He says, "Hope Nick's listening. Nick Sainert, that is. Says Notre Dame would have gotten killed against Texas this last year."
Is Nick a Notre Dame fan?
Is he? Oh, he's horrible. Yeah, he is.
What is going on with our producers? You got Austin who's a Duke fan, Nick who's a Notre Dame fan.
I don't know.
Rudy's a Texas fan, but at least he's from Texas.
Yeah.
So, all right, Nick Sainert.
Austin's a basketball player, shooter extraordinaire, so I can see Duke. I can see it. I can see that. And Nick looks like a Notre Dame. Matter of fact, Nick,
I don't know if he'd be able to get the
Nick looks
the
like that.
Letter,
Nick looks like that fighting Irish dude.
He does.
Yeah, that's what that's a little.
You think he'd get in?
Get in that suit?
No, Notre Dame. Prestigious university over there.
Nick, yeah. He went to Pius. He got alumnus there. So.
Shut up, Pius. Hey, Pius is a good school.
And Dave, my man DF says, Nick has a man crush on Marcus Freeman. Which is always weird. Marcus Freeman paints his hair in. Have you seen that? Yeah. He's like
they caught it one time.
He's like the dude that plays for the Brown that plays for the Celtics.
Oh, Jaylen Brown.
You see when he gets it on people's uniforms. So marking their territory. Anyways, Jay Foreman here. So we're going to take a quick break, come back, quick segment at the top of the 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock hour where we'll talk a little Husker football. Then we'll do Husker basketball. And then we'll do a little NFL stuff going on. Give Harrison his flowers with his boy, Loveland.
Yeah, remember when everyone said Warren? They should have taken Warren?
Yeah.
Worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
I think Warren will still be a good player.
And I'll tell you the thing about Loveland. When you have to go up there and you have to do your, pay your rookie dues and sign or sing.
He killed that too.
He can sing and he can dance too, so you got to give him credit. So Jay Foreman, Harrison, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Just got new tires put on my car today.
You did? I didn't see you leave the office.
I didn't need to. Graham Tire picked up my car this morning and dropped it back off and they were done.
You're kidding. How'd you get that kind of service?
That's just what they do at Graham Tire.
Schedule your service online on the Pickup and Delivery tab at GrahamTireLincoln.com. That's GrahamTireLincoln.com. Let us do the running. Some limitations apply. See store for details.
All right, Lincoln, if you're a diesel technician who's ready to earn up to $40 an hour and you're tired of working nights and weekends, listen up. Inland Truck Parts and Service is hiring experienced diesel technicians right here in Lincoln, and they're offering what every hardworking tech wants. Monday through Friday hours, no nights, no weekends, and paid training on advanced diesel technology. With 37 locations across 12 states, career advancement opportunities are endless. Start building towards your future and apply today at inlandtruck.com. That's inlandtruck.com. Or text APPLY to 785-369-1320.
Good morning, Breakers. This is Scott Miller from Midwest Bank. When I recently joined Midwest Bank, I was immediately impressed by our exceptional service. My first customer made the switch from a large corporate bank and didn't have to wait in line or call a 1-800 number. We treated him like family. He now visits the bank just to say hello. While other banks go corporate, we stay Nebraska. Visit us at midwest.bank or drop by a branch today. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Fans, are you craving the ultimate game day experience? Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill has your front row seat to all the action. Dive into delicious wings, juicy burgers, and ice-cold drinks, all served up with TVs covering every inch of the wall, so you'll never miss a play. Rally your crew, cheer on your team, and take advantage of game night specials every week. Stop in for a Nebraska basketball game with a party of 4 or more and receive a free pitcher of beer. Red Zone Sports Bar and Grill, right by the Lincoln Airport at 3111 Northwest 12th Street.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and right now at Koppel, we are offering big discounts on all of our inventory. 2026 GMC Terrains are leasing at $279 per month or buy for $27,690. 2026 Canyon is leasing for $269 or buy for $40,980. Also right now, all new Equinox EVs and all half-ton trucks are starting at $12,000 off MSRP. These are just a few examples of some of the aggressive pricing going on right now at Koppel. Please stop on in or check us out at koppelcars.com. All leases with $2,500 down with a roof credit.
Looking to get a room downtown or near South Lincoln? Abe Lincoln would tell you no to the Ford Theater and yes to Lincoln Hotel. Save up to 40% off downtown Lincoln prices with a nice clean room and comfortable stay. Lincoln Hotel is locally owned and offers a day pass to the city's largest locally owned gym, Good Life Fitness. Long-term stays are available. You can learn more about pricing and book your Lincoln Hotel stay today at staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565. That's staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565. Gentlemen, are you ready for something beyond the ordinary haircut? At Scissors and Scotch Lincoln, they blend your old school barber feel with your favorite watering hole. Sink into a comfy chair, unwind with a complimentary drink, and let their master barbers handle the rest. It's not just grooming, it's an experience. Whether you're prepping for a big meeting, needing to get cleaned up before family comes to town, or just need a little time to yourself, Scissors and Scotch Lincoln delivers sharp style every time. Book now at Scissors and Scotch in Lincoln, just south of 30th and Yankee Hill Road. A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
For remote starters, audio upgrades, and more, there's only one place to go. Auto Sounds of Lincoln at 48th and O.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to old school with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Well, we're back. Jay Foreman, my man Harrison on the ones and twos. Quick segment till we get to the top of the 4 o'clock hour. We'll talk Husker football, where they're at. We'll probably focus more on Husker basketball since they got a big game tomorrow. But a little bit of basketball news, Harrison. I know you know basketball. Chris Paul announces retirement after 21 years.
Damn.
Yeah, it kind of sucks for him. And you saw that Melo went out like that.
Yeah.
Even Allen Iverson back in the day. You know, he got back with the Clippers, had a little bit of a kind of a personality thing with T. Lue, and you know they released him, and then he ended up with the Raptors. He wasn't going to go there. You know, obviously he has a son that's really good at basketball, and probably didn't get any feelers, and kind of, I don't know, man. You know, I think sometimes people can use the easy excuse of Chris Paul's personality. Sure, a very big personality, very opinionated. Look, he's one of the best point guards of all time.
Yeah, I think he probably
he's second.
thinks pretty highly of himself because how tall is he?
He's like 6 foot.
Yeah.
One of the last small point guards that plays true point guard. He used to kill you at the elbows with a pull-up jumper.
Mm-hmm.
Second in steals, second in assists all time. Tough as nails, too. Obviously, he got a little bit of bad luck in the playoffs with the injuries. And nobody picked him up. I'm looking at it like right now with the Houston Rockets. I know you follow the NBA. They need a point guard.
Also, that leadership, you can't tell me that leadership's not valuable. I mean, you go look at what he did to that Thunder team.
Right.
No one was talking about Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. Initially, they knew he was a really good young player. And then Chris Paul goes down there and they like, hey, listen, buddy, we get it. You don't really need to play. And he's like, oh, hell no. Like, I'm going to go play. And this is not verbatim. And all of a sudden, that Thunder team was not just in the playoffs. I think they got like the fourth or
the
fifth
first
seed.
They're coming out party. Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then ever since then, they've got a roll. And Shea says it all the time, how valuable it was to have him on that roster. Right. And so you get that element as well. So he did the same thing with the Phoenix Suns, never working. Devin Booker, not DeAndre Jordan.
Yeah,
who's the big boy? Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah. They had him down there and like it wasn't really working. He comes down there, DeAndre Ayton all of a sudden looks like a star. Chris Paul's gone.
Yeah.
It's just fallen off since then. So like he's had moments where it's really clear that leadership and his knowledge of the game, if they're willing to listen, it's worked out really well at other stops.
Yeah, if I was the Houston Rockets, I would. Hey, dude, I know he's in shape. We just need you for 12 to 16 minutes. Finish quarters, finish halves, and finish games. And that's because you got so many big forwards with Kevin Durant and them. I think Chris Paul would be an asset, but unfortunately, he's starting to hang him up. I mean, he's part of NBA history. You know, he's with the New Orleans Pelicans. Had a trade already set to go to the Lakers, and David Stern shut it down. You're a part of NBA history, let alone 4-time All NBA first team. I think at least 12 times All NBA, probably even more than that. I don't want to shortchange him. So wish him happy retirement. I know it's NBA All-Star weekend. Let's see if anybody could tap on his shoulder and say, man, are you really retired? Or are you retiring right now to drum up some interest to get it? So
were you a Chris Paul fan? For some reason, I know a lot of people didn't like him.
I didn't mind it. I felt like he would do some stuff that was a little on the edge.
Don't touch the top of his head.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Yeah, I know, right? I didn't mind him. I think he's a tough, hard-nosed player. I think he's a player that you don't mind playing with and you don't want to play against. and I'm all for it.
Unfortunately, got Doc Rivers and James Harden when it mattered most.
I know. Tough luck. So, anyways, Jay Foreman, Harrison, Old School. We're going to take a quick break, come back, and we'll dive into some Husker basketball. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Just got the brakes fixed on my car today.
You did? You haven't even left the office.
I didn't need to. I got a guy who picks up my car and drops it off when it's done.
Well, who's your guy?
Graham Tire. They have pickup and delivery service at all 5 of their Lincoln locations.
Schedule your service online on the Pickup and Delivery tab at GrahamTireLincoln.com. That's GrahamTireLincoln.com. Let us do the running. Some limitations apply. See store for details.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit OStreetCarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Let's fly. Your next trip starts at Lincoln Airport with American Airlines. Now flying nonstop service to Dallas, Fort Worth, and Chicago. American Airlines connects Lincoln to major hubs and destinations around the globe. Wherever you're headed, LNK gets you there with new nonstop flights on American Airlines.
Now boarding.
Convenient, fast, and stress-free. Book your next flight at LincolnAirport.com. LNK, make flying easy.
Bauer Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know that the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, a matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with plenty of room for advancement. Flowers and chocolate are great for Valentine's Day, but you know what really earns you bonus points? A massage. No, not from you, but from the professionals at the Body Shop. Now is the time to purchase a gift certificate for your significant other to make sure you're the big winner this Valentine's Day. Go to thebodyshoplincoln.com and select from their wide variety of specific massages. Once you've purchased, you can either print out the certificate or email it to the lucky recipient. Do Valentine's Day right this year with a massage from the Body Shop, right behind Eyeglass World at 56th and O.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. And right now at Koppel, we are offering big discounts on all of our inventory. 2026 GMC Terrains are leasing at $279 per month or buy for $27,690. 2026 Canyon is leasing for $269 or buy for $40,980. Also right now, all new Equinox EVs and all half-ton trucks are starting at $12,000 off MSRP. These are just a few examples of some of the aggressive pricing going on right now at Koppel. Please stop on in or check us out at koppelcars.com. All leases with $2,500 down with a roof credit.
A lot of people in the summertime think, gee, I want to build a new home. By the time they go through the process of sitting down, getting the permits and getting the home started, the home isn't done until January or February.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
I think the best time to start designing your new home is the month of February. Get an early start on it. Sit down, the snow's flying. Let's sit around the table. Let's drop some plans. When we're looking out for a homeowner, we're always keeping their budget in mind. Let's put numbers together and let's get that thing started so that the home's done in summer or fall before school starts. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. 93.7 The Ticket Sports News go now.
This is Rudy Gress IV with your Ticket Sports Update. In Husker softball, Nebraska split action yesterday at the Shriner Children's Clearwater Invitational in Clearwater, Florida. The Huskers opened the day with an impressive 6-0 shutout victory over number 10th ranked LSU, using dominant pitching and timely hitting to control the game from start to finish. Later in the afternoon, Nebraska came up just short in a tightly contested 6-5 loss to number 17 Georgia, a game that went down to the final at-bat. The Huskers now turn their attention to another marquee matchup today, facing number 3 Tennessee at 11 a.m. on ESPN2 as they continue tournament play against some of the nation's top competition. Husker baseball begins its season tonight, taking on UConn at 7 p.m. Central on MLB Network. The matchup opens Nebraska's play at the MLB Desert Invitational as the Huskers look to start the season off on the right foot with a strong showing on opening night. In Husker basketball news, the Cornhuskers aim to bounce back as they host the Northwestern Wildcats at Pinnacle Bank Arena tomorrow, February 14th. Tip-off is set for 12 p.m. Central, and the game will be televised on Big Ten Network as conference positioning continues to tighten late in the regular season. For all the latest sports news and updates, keep it tuned right here to 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Coy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score. Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black shirts, answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln, your tire store next door with 4 Lincoln locations. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, Hour 2? Harrison, Jay Foreman, Old School. Once again, live in effect, 1040 O Street. Like you heard, we were brought to you by Graham Tire, celebrating 75 years of service in the Midwest. They're more than just tires. They do all kinds of car and light truck repairs, too, from brakes to oil changes. Trust Graham Tire for service you can count on. Graham Tire, getting you to the places that matter the most. So we appreciate their support, and appreciate them supporting me getting a couple, 4 new tires on it. Because I am one
You
of
didn't
those.
just rotate? You went all 4?
I'll drive them to the – I can't do that.
I mean, could you – how far was the penny going? Or the nickel?
It was – you could see the majority of it. I was like, Jay,
like 90% of the penny hanging out.
Yeah, you're doing too much, and that's the last thing. And like AD was driving back from Omaha, and his tire popped, and I was like, that's the last thing I want. So, anyways, we see. I think it's a former Husker walking down the O Street because this is alumni weekend for Nebraska. They got over 75 or more former players coming back for Northwestern's game or against a game against Northwestern tomorrow, noon on Big Ten. The game Nebraska is heavily favored to win. Obviously, coming off the last time they played, gave them a 20-burger, and Northwestern having a heartbreaking loss at home against Michigan. But I think styles make fights. I think this is a game where Nebraska's got to get back into the winning feeling, and it's not just in the. Obviously, the most important thing is you score one more point than them, right? That's because you want to win. But also, I think they want to get back to the standard of basketball that they've been playing to, and it's going to be a new standard and a new style because I think as this Big Ten season has went along, and how teams are defending Nebraska is changing. They're getting away with a lot more. There's a lot of grabbing and pulling, and they're allowed to be a lot more physical with Nebraska, kind of get them off of their pace and obviously get them off their mark in their offense. And they've done a pretty good job of adjusting to it. But I think Nebraska are going to be playing against a game Northwestern team coming in the underdog role.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Collins, I have them ready and motivated and focused, thinking, look, we were this close to beating Michigan, the team that beat Nebraska, but then more importantly, we got a sour taste in our mouth, and we want to go down to Lincoln and pull another upset on Alumni Weekend. So, Fred Hoiberg, I have the guys ready to go, and I'm hoping and assuming that they're going to be highly motivated on Alumni Weekend, but also obviously being on national TV as well.
Yeah, I think a big one. There's a ton of extra headlines around it, but I think you're absolutely right. They just kind of got to get back to being themselves. Not that they weren't. But, in that Purdue game, the thing that's really stuck out to me is like that's just that first half. I didn't think they were not playing hard, but if they were just like caught off guard a little bit or Purdue came out, because they're, to your point, defenses are starting to catch on a little bit. How do we slow this team down? And they were jumping the passing lanes. The refs, you never know, but in that Purdue game, they are letting them get away with a little bit of grabbing and holding. But I thought it was both ways for a lot of it. Outside of some questionable offensive board calls, but it wasn't the officiating that lost that game. But they just got to start out fast, because the same thing, I think it was Indiana. You're down by 16 points. Great. You come back and win it. But who knows what the final score is if you put your foot on the gas through the first half, the second half. Same thing with, the Purdue
Washington game.
Washington, you can go through quite a few of these where if they just come out and in rhythm, and I understand sometimes it takes a couple of possessions, but it can't take, we can't be like 7-8 minutes to the half and like you still haven't caught it yet.
Yeah, I think this team will come out definitely with a lot more energy and pace than they did against Purdue. I think it was a learning lesson for them. It was commendable that they were able to force the game into overtime and just kind of, one unfortunate. Everybody's going to, look at the slip by Jamarcus Lawrence, but it was just Purdue had a little bit more in the tank later in the game and had a little bit more continuity. Now, so you got Smith there, for them to be the ultimate equalizer.
Lawyer's a veteran too.
Right, and a table setter.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't score that much. He only scored 13 as far as Smith goes. Was able to assist and set the table, whether it's a true assist or what I like to call a hockey assist, where you make the first initial pass, the second one goes to the scorer. So now when you move on to Northwestern, everything starts and stops with your boy Martinelli, man. I mean, obviously he's one of the highest score, obviously highest points per game averages in the nation. Was up there last year. You know who's going to get the ball. They're going to find ways to get him the ball. He's going to green light it whenever he can. They play well with him and around him. And so that's got to be a heavy focus of your defense. And what do? Right? You got to know that he could volume shoot his way into 24 points. Well, make him shoot it 24 times. Make every shot hard shot. Don't give him any open shots because he's a really good player. Plays on both ends, leads them in rebounds as well. He'll get the offensive boards, obviously, chasing his own shot, but then the few times that everybody else shoots, he goes and gets the boards. And so he's somebody you always have to be aware of where he's at. And let's focus on the offensive rebounds or the defensive rebounds for us, but offensive rebounds for Northwestern. That's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to muddy and muck this game up. More shots, more possessions up off the glass. So Nebraska's got to keep Martinelli and company off of it. One shot, and that's it. That's what they did really good against everybody for the majority of the year. I think Purdue was an outlier. I think they will be really focused on that. I think they went to practice and remedy that. So then I look for Nebraska to handle business both offensively and defensively tomorrow at noon.
Yeah, I mean, when we're not giving the other team extra chances, we're probably looking at an undefeated schedule. Well, yeah. I'd have to maybe take back that Illinois game. I thought Illinois, that might have been one of the better basketball games they played all year when we played them here at home. But I think in Purdue versus Purdue, they had 76 shots to Nebraska's 59. When we're talking about like 17 shot differential, it's going to be tough to win a lot of ball games. So they just got to have that. They got to really battle back there. Guys like Rink Mass, Burke Baird, Utengel. It's great that Sam Hoiberg's going in there and getting a lot of rebounds. It's up to the bigs now. They got to really start finding bodies. Again, I don't think it's ever effort, but they just got to finish it out. Like rink advance, when you feel that body, be ready. Like they're not just going to sit there while you're holding on to them. They're going to shove you last moment to try to grab it. And when you're dealing with teams like Purdue and they got Coffin out there, those are big bodies. You got to keep backing them out. And you can't just be sitting there idle. Same thing with Burke Bear, Uchtengel. I think you got to be a little bit more aggressive there and kind of stop waiting for the ball to fall down. Like you got to go up and get that.
Yeah, you got to, and that's you could box out and I don't know when you started playing basketball, Harrison, but from the time I started, anytime that you jumped up and went, when I was really young, obviously, anytime you jumped up and went over somebody's back, it was over the back.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're able to not have minimal contact as far as the defensive player to the offensive player boxing them out, and you can shove them a little bit, you won't get those type of calls against you or in your favor. So,
well, Braden Frager, I can't remember what game it is, but he had that one.
Yeah,
and it would have been quote unquote over the back, but minimal content just ripped it.
Right,
and it was a huge
over him,
swing for us.
Right, and so those are the things that Nebraska can remedy. Look, I think they've rebounded pretty good all year, and they probably rebounded through this really excellent play all the way from last year. Pretty dang good.
Yeah.
My barometer for them is the worst case scenario, they lose their rebounding edge by 12. That's the worst. Anything below that, Nebraska wins almost every single time.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it was way more than that against Purdue. I think they come back against Northwestern and not only remedy it, I think they try to make a point for the rest of the season against the rest of the schedule. Look, that was a one-off game, right? And everybody has them, though. I think that's also for the fans, and want you guys to text in on the text line, and what your feelings are going into tomorrow is, look, Nebraska's 21-3. They lost to 3 really good teams and in 3 different ways. It's not the times like, oh, it's the same old Nebraska, or we might only be a 4 seed. I mean, listen,
I think last year we lost to Purdue like 68 to 90 something.
Right. It was over.
We're much better.
Right.
Yeah.
And also, look, if we're a 4 or 5 seed, are you complaining?
Some people will find a way, but I think the majority of people, I think people, to be fair, have kind of calmed down.
I would ask you that. I want to ask you this, and then we'll get to the text. Before the season, if they come up to you and as you're walking into the ticket, they say, Harrison, I'll give you $100. And would you be okay with Nebraska being 21-3 on February 13th and potentially a number 4 seed?
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody would take it based off of what everybody assumed wasn't a huge portal get class.
Yeah.
Right? Is that fair?
Yeah, 100%.
It was probably just price, and obviously you got Jamarcus back. So
I remember the conversations,
right.
Jay. People were thinking like, oh man, this team is going to be a bad year.
Right? And we didn't make the Big Ten tournament.
Yep.
We went and won the crown, but they were like, oh, you only won the crown and all that stuff. And, you got Price, and obviously you got Jamarcus, and Price was the big prize. And you bring Jamarcus back, but everybody's like, oh, how good did he get when he left and all that? And obviously I think it's worked out great for Jamarcus and Nebraska. But some other guys, and they didn't know, and nobody knew, and nobody could say they knew besides Fred and those guys, right? How good or how much work Braden Frager did during his redshirt year and how much he developed, and then how good he was going to be at this point, how consistent he's been. Because at the beginning of the season, he'd have a really good game, a little bit of a slower game, a really good game. Now it's consistently you're expecting good output from him because he's done it. Nobody could have forecasted that.
No, even Cale Jacobson's continued growth.
Right.
He made himself in a good player last year, and now he's doubled up on it where he's kind of getting to that Sam Hoiberg territory where he just trusts him when he's out there making the right plays. And then the same thing for Frager. You mentioned at the beginning it was a little bit up and down, but even now when he's in those games and say he doesn't have a huge offensive
different ways too.
Yeah. He plays good basketball, he keeps the ball moving. You can all tell, and again, going all the way back to the beginning with continuity, that they know how to play Fred Hoiberg's brand of basketball, whether it's on offense or Lenzer's brand of defense, where they're all on the same page. There are very few times you're going to catch that team out of sorts.
Yeah, and I think when you look at where Nebraska, I think, gained an edge, and that's where I think a lot of people wonder, like, how did this team get so good? I think where you look at Jamarcus Lawrence coming back better, right? And just seemingly just easily fit right back into the team, right? Then I think it's the emergence of, not the emergence, but Sam Hoiberg getting, in my opinion, significantly better from last. And he was a problem last year, and he's a bigger problem this year, right? where he's expanded his game, right? So
and it's all categories. I mean, the assist to turnover ratio, the steals,
the stamina.
Yes.
Remember last year, they're like, oh, he's extended too many minutes, he can't shoot. Well, he's remedied that. Cale Jacobson's gotten better, right? I'm talking about guys taking noticeable leaps. Even Burke has gotten better. He's in phenomenal shape right now, and he's playing better. And then I think the big one is Braden Frager, getting better. So you knew Rink was you knew what you were probably going to get with Rink, right? You're off more healthy, right? And you think that Price, you kind of know that he's going to be able to have an uptick in points per game coming from Iowa. But there's no way you could have said, you know what? And you expected probably Connor Seagen to kind of take and he had shown flashes to take a next step, but then that allowed Braden Frager to really get off. That you would expect that those three guys to take that huge a leap, and that's why Nebraska's where they're at, or a big part of where Nebraska's at right now. Also, I think this team, more than any, is connected, I think, defensively than teams in the past. You don't see any a long run of, let's just say, 3 to 6 minutes of, oh man, you could see by the naked eye that's a bad rotation, or they don't look like they know what they're doing. Whether they're playing a little zone or they're playing their regular defense, they look like they're connected. And then offensively, they are super connected. And I think Price fitting in here with Rink is the best combination that Fred could go out and get, and you see an instant impact because they both know how to play off each other. But the guy that also I think benefits of it, and they benefit off of him as much as anything, is Burke being in better shape. So then he's playing freer, can play defense, did a good job on rebounds, and is not forcing a shot. Right? He'll go out there and have 8 points, 8 rebounds, 8 and 6.
He'll feel himself on a 3 to see how it goes.
Just to see.
Yeah.
Right, just to do it. But it's not to the magnitude. And then also
it's an open shot, usually in the corner.
And you see him making some basketball plays, the little plays that you need. And he's a big dude. And I think that he's able to use his attributes, or obviously his size and length, to be able to get in switches and really survive. Well, then that frees up everybody else.
Well, it's also your point, just knowing how to play within the offense. And like, it helps with the additions we made, but you kind of saw that last year with the bigs, with Morgan and Alec. And, there wasn't a hustle, it wasn't an energy issue.
Yeah.
But you could tell that offense wasn't sure how to work with each other.
Yeah.
And there's kind of just that discontinuation there where things weren't clicking. And with this team, it's been great. Although Rink Mass, with that injury, I think it took a little bit for him, to really get going. And I think he's starting to, the sickness, he's had a little bit up and down this entire year. But you're seeing the chemistry, the passing on this team. I think A-Mix was so hard to stop. Like we just talked about Northwestern. The conversation was, well, stop Martinelli.
Yeah.
When you're talking about Nebraska, you have to just go through all the names that you just mentioned.
Right. Yeah, and you got 4 guys averaging in double figures, and then you got Burke, and then you got I think Kale in there about like 6 or 7. So you got you got to prepare for 5 or 6 guys as far as who can score and who can't. And they've done a good job of kind of, hey, if you're hot, let you roll.
Yep.
If you're not, then you go do something else. Sam Horberg is averaging 9.5 points. And so, look, when you look at, Burke, Sam, and then Kale's actually at 5 points, those are your main, guys, that you're getting all the minutes. You have flexibility, too, because I think Kale is a not a wild, or I guess a wild card, and since, he can guard 1 through 3, and then he can guard a small 4 because he's strong enough.
Yep.
And so that gives you flexibility on the personnel, and then obviously the offense and defense that you're able to run. So
he's not a liability on offense either, which is really
he's gotten
impressive.
better.
Well, going against the trees, what amazes me about his game was, I think we knew out of Ashland, he's a really good 3-point shooter.
Yeah.
But his ability to finish around the trees, and you see him sometimes just kind of put his shoulder, again, going to the strength that you mentioned. He's another guy who, give him a few more years, he might start having the Sam Hoiberg arms.
Yeah, I mean, I think that he's going to, obviously as another year, I mean, this offseason is going to be huge. And, you got to really trust, Fred when he's like, all right, we develop guys and we have a plan for them because you're seeing it live on stage. And as the season goes on, the games become more pressure packed. You're going to get everybody's best shot. You're going to have to lean on the development, the confidence that you built in the offseason. We got a text here from an unknown texter, 0326. He says the Huskers need to box out. 4 guys boxing out always. I don't think our guys know when the shot goes up, though. I think that's just off of one game, though.
Yeah.
You can't think. I think Purdue. You ever seen that video where Sean Miller's talking when he was at Xavier? And he was talking.
Which time?
When he was in the huddle. And he was talking about,
oh yes,
when he's like, look, these guys are trying to blank you up.
Yeah.
And he's like, you know what? They're blanking us up. You remember, right? It was actually one of the coolest things, because you dive in there, and he was like, look, they are trying to blank you. He's like, you know what? They are. We have got the box out. That's it right there.
Mm-hmm.
In one game, you can't just throw your hands up like, oh, this is the worst, rebounding team. I think it's the emphasis. I'm sure these last practices were physical, but then also, you can't beat them up, and you got to trust your guys knowing that they learn their lesson.
Well, and I think Fred Hoiberg and Nate Lenz are like, you can't. Trust me, they're saying the same things.
Right.
It's no brainer. And it you look at it, if they got that one issue fixed, so the one that, again, I don't think it's a consistent horrible problem, just flares up, and really 2 of those 3 losses we've taken so far, all of a sudden this team, it can be an elite contender.
Yeah.
Because if they're picking up those rebounds, for how many shots that Purdue got in the second half, I'd imagine Painter was alarmed by how much their offense was still struggling.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was Nebraska's defense. Now, you want to just finish it in one possession, but, I mean, they'd go multiple possessions playing great defense, and that's, what led us to almost come back and win it.
Yeah, that's for sure. Kip says boxing out takes 0 talent, all effort. That is true. And you got to have some talent, though, now, because I think they're allowing a lot more to go as far as guys going to get offensive rebounds. And so you got to be, one of the hidden talents is you got to be savvy about it. And the one thing you have to do with a lot of long shots, if you're playing a team that's shooting it out deep, it's actually harder to defensive rebound, because the offensive players are chasing the ball, and then you're not boxing out when you're, however many, you're out by the 3-point line, you're actually tagging and chasing. So you got to be very, locked into the game to understand who you're going against, where they like to shoot, and where the rebounds, where they're usually their misses. And that's what comes with film study.
Well, then that's where you got to go and get it, right? Again, going like Sam Hoiberg, there's no reason that he should be leaving a lot of games where he's the leading rebounder. It's happened a lot this season.
Right.
All he's doing is just running in there like a bat out of hell and going and gets
it's good
ball.
because he's on the backside, but then also he's a very heady basketball player. But
it goes to the IQ, I think. You're talking
and
about
so
too.
the rebounding is a whole team stat.
Yeah.
Because like Russell Westbrook, he averages a triple-double. Guards rebound now because of the way the game is.
Mm-hmm.
It's either drive or 3, right? So the guards got to get active, and that's where that no more of back when I was watching basketball, grew up playing basketball, where it was like Patrick Ewing and those guys getting 15, 16 rebounds. Now you got the guards going in there and trying to get busy. One more question here, one more text that has a question before we go to break, and we'll maybe answer that at the next one. Random question. If you could take one player from the 10 Miles era and put him on this team, rank the top 3 players you would choose between Palmer, Roby, or Pettaway. Go.
I'm a big Teron Pettaway guy.
Mm-hmm. So Pettaway would be number 1?
Yeah, on this roster, I think Isaiah Roby was the better NBA draft prospect, but give me Teron Pettaway, Roby. What was the third one he gave us?
James Palmer.
Sorry, Palmer, but I'm going right there.
I'm what to say. And I think the reason why Pettaway, I would like you would jettison him on this team. I'm looking directly back at the Michigan game.
Mm-hmm.
Give it to him and let him get busy.
There's moments where Nebraska's kind of stalling out. Teron Pettaway could always get work in.
Then he says, or any player from there. I would say Copeland. Because he's like a little bit skinnier version of my man Derek Walker. I liked Isaac Copeland.
Give me Brant Banks.
Yeah?
Took me seriously for a second there.
Well, Brant Banks last week against Purdue would have been great.
You're not wrong there.
Yeah.
You probably could have threw him in there.
Yeah, we got a lot of guys. Keep your texts. We'll take a quick break. We'll continue along on this Nebraska basketball talk because we got a lot of text to get through. Jay Foreman, Harrison, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
At DWE Generations, having a plan matters, especially when it comes to protecting what's most important. They work with individuals, families, and business owners to help make smart financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Eiler bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. CWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody. Looking to get a room downtown or near South Lincoln? Abe Lincoln would tell you no to the Ford Theater and yes to Lincoln Hotel. Save up to 40% off downtown Lincoln prices with a nice clean room and comfortable stay. Lincoln Hotel is locally owned and offers a day pass to the city's largest locally owned gym, Good Life Fitness. Long-term stays are available. You can learn more about pricing and book your Lincoln Hotel stay today at staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565. That's staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
Flowers and chocolate are great for Valentine's Day, but you know what really earns you bonus points? A massage. No, not from you, but from the professionals at The Body Shop. Now is the time to purchase a gift certificate for your significant other to make sure you're the big winner this Valentine's Day. Go to thebodyshoplincoln.com and select from their wide variety of specific massages. Once you've purchased, you can either print out the certificate or email it to the lucky recipient. Do Valentine's Day right this year with a massage from The Body Shop, right behind Eyeglass World at 56th and O.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to get stronger just around the corner, so you can give everything you've got. Whether you want to crush a few reps before class with our expanded strength equipment or sweat it out on your way home from work. With over 2,800 locations, there's a Planet Fitness close to you, and most are open 24 hours. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Join the club today and get your first month free. Just $1 down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, February 13th.
See club for details.
93.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
That mild February weather is going to continue here as we head through the weekend. We'll top out around 62 today. Good amount of sunshine, a light wind under 5 miles an hour. Increasing cloud cover here tonight, a low temperature of around 38 degrees, and then a chance of rain tomorrow with a high temperature right around 56. A little nicer coming up on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Aaron Downiford, 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Back Nine Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination.
A lot of people in the summertime think, gee, I want to build a new home. By the time they go through the process of sitting down, getting the permits, and getting the home started, the home isn't done until January or February.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
I think the best time to start designing your new home is the month of February. Get an early start on it. Sit down, the snow's flying. Let's sit around the table. Let's drop some plans. When we're looking out for a homeowner, we're always keeping their budget in mind. Let's put numbers together and let's get that thing started so that the home's done in summer or fall before school starts. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC. And right now at Koppel, we are offering big discounts on all of our inventory. 2026 GMC Terrains are leasing at $279 per month or buy for $27,690. 2026 Canyon is leasing for $269 or buy for $40,980. Also right now, all new Equinox EVs and all half-ton trucks are starting at $12,000 off MSRP. These are just a few examples of some of the aggressive pricing going on right now at Koppel. Please stop on in or check us out at koppelcars.com. All these with $2,500 down and with a roof credit.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, we're back. Jay Foreman, Harrison. Segment 2, hour 4. Nebraska men's basketball talk. Good question there by Gus Mohawk. Who would he like to put on this team to be an addition? Got a lot of guys. Walter Pitchford, Javon Shields.
Shields would be a great one.
He'd be great.
On this lineup, Shields would. That might be one of the best ones yet.
Yeah,
he'd be cooking.
He'd be doing some work.
He'd be leading the league in 3-pointers. That would Big Ten.
Yeah, a little Kobe Webster too. Be mixed in there. Bring some toughness and shot making ability. Bryce as well. They got one who just think we had Bryce for another year. We probably thought that at the end of the Crown, where I think he was starting to really, catch his stride. So, quietly Nebraska, over Fred's, tenures, started to have some pretty good players, and obviously it's a pretty good team. I think this is the best team he's had, though. Team being connected.
I think Derek Walker was always Hoiberg, right?
No, he was with Fred. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was thinking. Because he hasn't graduated that long ago. So yeah.
Derek Walker would be great. But because he was like that point forward, and once he started getting downhill,
he was just straight. Like he'd start in the same spot as Rank.
Yeah.
Or like top of the key,
and run you over.
But he just dropped the shoulder.
And he
nice
could,
finish.
And he could pass out of the pick and roll too.
Like versus Purdue, Derek Walker would be nice.
Oh, Big Bird has a really good one too. One of the most underrated players and up there, one of the best of all time, Vincent Hamilton. I mean, was a really dominant player, quiet as kept, had a great career playing overseas and playing pro. I ran into Vince one time. I was towards the end of my career. I don't know where he was going, and ran into him. It was so good to see him. I hadn't seen him since, and hopefully I get to see him this weekend. Was a really, really good player. And him inside, he was a problem. Block shots, rebounds, Vince would be great. I mean, you go all the way back. You get Strick or somebody like that, but just in recent history, Lance Jeter from Ben.
Yeah, Delano Banton would be good.
Yeah.
Who'd you say?
Another Lance Jeter.
Lance Jeter? I can't remember him too well. What position?
He was a guard. If you think Sam Hoiberg was yoked, Lance Jeter was yoked. He was a stud over where
look this fellow.
Yeah, when he was playing, I used to follow him on Instagram, and he'd be playing overseas, and he would just be D-billing people. Big dude. Built like a fullback.
He looks like he plays fullback.
Yeah.
Just on this.
Yeah, built like a fullback. Appreciate your text, man. I mean, look, keep sending them in. Oh yeah, this is probably one of the most underrated guys. He's playing pros right now. I just looked him up just because I was thinking about him the other day. Glenn Watson from Chicago was the first. I think he was 10 miles, 4-star recruit. Really took off his last year. Glenn Watson.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Trying to think of what ones like guys that we're forgetting out here.
Lance Jeter played football at Cincinnati before he came to Nebraska. That's why yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
He looks, I mean, I'm just like his picture here on Nebraska. You can
Yeah.
tell his arms are.
Yeah, he's a big dude. It's kind of like when Strick played. Strick was a football player. I mean, he was a great athlete. He played football, baseball, and basketball, and obviously he got drafted in baseball. But Strick is a big dude. He's a big, powerful player. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's a lefty. So once he gets going downhill, he got those big shoulders. You're going to you're not walling up against him. He's going to finish around the rim, and that's probably what Nebraska needs a little bit of. But I think Jamarcus can do it.
Mm-hmm. Jamarcus, I'll tell you what, the whole mid range is there for him, and he might be our best. I don't know how many Fred Hoiberg allows for the mid range shooters, but like that whole slice right, and that's to me where Jamarcus Lawrence can really just get those easy buckets. He's nice. Well,
and
not
Fred's smart enough.
stuff.
I mean, they'll do it. There's no reason to panic, and their offense flows so well. All of them are effective, so you really don't have to go to ISO ball. But like, when you get down to Michigan, you get somebody to kind of make a play, and obviously to make that three there, it's it's the closest thing to luck if you do. But there's quite a few players that would fit in well here because I think one thing about that's appealing to Fred's offense or this whole basketball program, once they recruit you, they have a role for you, and they probably have a good plan as long as you put in the work and things work out for you, where you can be successful. And also it lets you know they have really good relationships with their former players. Janowski was playing up in Omaha last night, and they were playing UNO. He's transferred to St. Thomas.
Yeah, he's been
in St. Paul in St. Paul, Minnesota, and a few like 4 or 5 players went up and watched him play.
Yeah, I think he's averaging like 17.1 on the year too.
So good for him. He wanted to play, and
but that's why you don't be that coach that burns bridges and makes ridiculous comments.
Or that player.
Exactly.
Look how Jamarcus Lawrence left and came back. Doors wide open. The great thing about Fred, obviously he's old enough to be mature, but there's a lot of older men that are immature. Whereas like sometimes if you need to go for playing time and the minutes aren't here, and sometimes you have to leave, it's nothing. There's not a bad thing. But once the opportunity opens up, you're able to come back. You let bygones be bygones and just coach them as it is, and you don't hold a grudge. There's a lot of coaches that hold grudges, which is crazy because you got somebody playing basketball for you. It's the weirdest thing ever. But, Fred doesn't do that, and that's where you have Janowski. Who knows if hey, welcome back.
Well, I mean, you can't tell.
Your apartment still, and you still got your apartment, right?
We've been paying the rent the whole time.
Yeah,
all your stuff's still there.
Hey man, you know who your roommate was, man. He thought they had a feeling that you would come back. I'm glad you got that time at St. Thomas, but you know what? It's time to come back home.
Well, and that's the best thing about this offense. How is this not an appealing offense now to go play? Like Fred Hoiberg, also he has the NBA connections, right? He was up there, Iowa State, then Chicago. So it's not like he. Even when Nebraska was really struggling, we were sending guys to the NBA draft, whether it was Williams, Roby, Delano Banton. I know Sam Griesel got some looks.
Yeah, Sam Griesel's playing overseas, too.
Yeah, he's playing, I think, a German league right now. Yeah. But, like, he's sending guys to the next level. So you have that part, if you're a player and that's important to you, he's got the connections.
Yeah. And he knows what the NBA wants and needs.
Yes. I mean, a lot of what we run is, like, you'll see. Yeah. It's very free flowing.
Like Bryce Sanford's getting some looks. Rink could probably be able to play overseas and stuff like that. Got a question here from my man Rich. So, do we have any superstars that are redshirted? I don't know if they're superstars. I think we got viable players that Fred's going to develop and they'll be ready to go.
Yeah, I think wait and see. Maybe eventually.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you go back, I think we only have like one All-American all time.
Yeah.
Which is a crazy stat for Husker hoops. So,
I mean, you think like with Pikowski and all them. You got to think, you got like in the recruiting class for basketball, where they got Rice coming in. Who's all in their recruiting class?
I'll pull it up right now. They've had a lot of great visits too. I mean,
and they committed. Then you have the kid from like Iowa somewhere that's supposed to be pretty good too. Tall, kind of 6'7" kid too, right?
Yeah, they got one, and then there's always. I feel like Fred Hoiberg always finds an overseas guy. Let's see. 2026 right now, you got Colin Rice, 4-star. Jacob Lanier, 4-star.
Yeah.
So you got a couple dudes right there. Oops, I didn't mean to go backwards. Let me go to 2027. They got Ty Schlagel. I don't know. But I think out of Minnesota. It's not super full yet, but you got a couple of 4-stars already for this next class.
Yeah.
And then obviously, if you've been paying attention to the season, I mean, it's the first time I can remember where we have guys not just, taking an offer, but actually pulling up, doing the visits, and coming to the scene where we're getting some real talent pulling up to Nebraska to give it a chance and see what it looks like.
Yeah.
At least for me, when I've been alive, maybe it was like that when Strick was playing, but this is the best I've ever seen it, where there's legitimate interest in Nebraska basketball for these young recruits.
Yeah, because I think that the game has changed. Obviously, it's more of a face-up game, drive and kick for three, and kind of your skills. But I think when you watch Nebraska, it's appealing because kids can see, I already do that. I can fit into that system. The name Fred Hoiberg, carries some weight. And obviously the staff as well. They've done a really good job of developing players, but they do a really good job of coaching them as well. So yeah, I mean, you're probably right. And plus with being ranked and winning some games and continue to win games, more people will look at Nebraska. Plus the atmosphere and the support. Word travels fast.
Mm-hmm.
It really does. So, look, you got a big game tomorrow. You got to come back and bounce back. You got to defend your home court. You got alumni weekend. There's plenty of reasons to be motivated. I'm sure they'll be ready to go. They just got to go out. Their biggest opponent right now is themselves. What they did to prepare for this game and what they do to execute the game plan come tomorrow at noon is probably as or more important than what they do against Martinelli.
I want to see them, really start attacking other teams' bigs more. Like with Rink Master, Berkay Bear-Uchtengel, I always go back to the Zach Edey game where it's Rink Mass dominated Zach Edey and it was just quick decisions.
Yeah.
Where he's I'm not going to let Edey get comfortable at all.
Yeah.
And same thing with Martinelli. He's one of those players you got to do it too. But, when we get to this Big Ten tournament, you're going to see Illinois or Michigan State or Michigan. You're going to see those big teams come around again. Yeah. And you got to be aggressive with those guys. You can't let them just kind of get in rhythm, get comfortable. And then it's the second half and they only got 1 or 2 fouls and they can be really loose. And if it gets tight, they can be extra aggressive trying to grab offensive boards. Because that's where Purdue was kind of sitting. Guys had some fouls to give. And maybe some of them should have been called, but they were throwing Nebraska around a little bit, going all out.
Yeah. I mean, it's a learning experience. And I think, if you rather learn during the season and then get into the postseason and money time to really make your run, because you have a good run in that Big Ten tournament, your seeding goes up.
Oh, yeah.
Because that carries some weight, and Nebraska's in a really good position right now. And obviously you want to have a good draw of styles make fights as far as the style of basketball play between your opponent, moving forward throughout the rest of the season. So we're going to take a quick break, come back. Jay Foreman, Harrison, Old School on this Friday. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Looking to get a room downtown or near South Lincoln? Abe Lincoln would tell you no to the Ford Theater and yes to Lincoln Hotel. Save up to 40% off downtown Lincoln prices with a nice clean room and comfortable stay. Lincoln Hotel is locally owned and offers a day pass to the city's largest locally owned gym, Good Life Fitness. Long-term stays are available. You can learn more about pricing and book your Lincoln Hotel stay today at staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565. That's staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565.
Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services is here to help you protect things that are most important to you. Whether it's your home, your family, or your future, Jack Russell has the proven experience to get the job done while developing authentic relationships with you. Give Jack a call today at 402-421-9100. Again, that's 402-421-9100. Or visit one of his 2 locations in Lincoln or Seward and learn how you can excel in the complicated world of insurance. Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, a trusted and well-respected representative since 1999.
Back Nine Golf in South Lincoln is the premier indoor golf experience in the state. The weather in the winter months is cold, windy, and as unpredictable as a tee shot on the 450-yard par 4. With top-of-the-line full-swing simulators and a PGA teaching professional, Back Nine Golf is there to help you improve your game and lower your score. Back Nine Golf is open to the public with 24/7 access for members. Learn about Back Nine's variety of memberships today and see the facility for yourself at 7501 South 15th Street in Lincoln, just south of 14th and Pine Lake Lake Road. Back 9 Golf, your premier indoor golf and events destination. Flowers and chocolate are great for Valentine's Day, but you know what really earns you bonus points? A massage. No, not from you, but from the professionals at the Body Shop. Now is the time to purchase a gift certificate for your significant other to make sure you're the big winner this Valentine's Day. Go to thebodyshoplincoln.com and select from their wide variety of specific massages. Once you've purchased, you can either print out the certificate or email it to the lucky recipient. Do Valentine's Day right this year with a massage from the Body Shop, right behind Eyeglass World at 56th and O.
If you or anyone you care about is facing a family legal matter, call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL or visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
There's a lot on the line in divorce. This is Joe Cordell of Cordell & Cordell, the largest family law firm in the country, with over 35 years of helping clients navigate divorce. But being big doesn't mean less personal or less local. Our attorneys live and work in your community, and as neighbors, they understand the challenges your families face. Divorce touches all areas of your life: your home, savings, retirement, and of course, kids. So when you find yourself facing divorce, you need a partner you can count on. Visit CordellCordell.com to schedule your consultation.
If you or anyone you care about is facing divorce, contact Cordell and Cordell today. With over 100,000 clients served, we understand the challenges you're facing on a personal level. Call Cordell and Cordell today at 1-855-GET-LEGAL. That's 1-855-GET-LEGAL. 1221 N Street, Lincoln.
If you've been around Lincoln for more than a few years, you've heard of Dewey's Computer Service. We've been fixing computers for nearly 30 years. Now, we're Wingman IT, and we take care of all the things that go buzz, beep, or ding for your business. Our team of support engineers take care of everything from computers and servers to business phones, network cabling, firewalls, and most importantly, IT security. We take care of technology so you can focus on running your business. Call us or visit us at wingmanit.com.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket immediately after every Nebraska men's basketball game for 1 hour of post-game recap. The Nebraska Basketball Postgame Show is sponsored by Union Bank and Trust, John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electrical, Jack Russell of Farm Bureau Financial Services, and the Lincoln Airport on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
In a world where Wi-Fi battles rage and bandwidth is never enough, one family dares to connect it all. Work from home, influence all day, stream all night, and game to win. Deadlines, downloads, and dance-offs, all happening under one roof, flawlessly. Can your internet provider do that? Fiber fuel your household at allofiber.com/all-in.
A lot of people in the summertime think, gee, I want to build a new home. By the time they go through the process of sitting down, getting the permits, and getting the home started, the home isn't done until January or February.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
I think the best time to start designing your new home is the month of February. Get an early start on it. Sit down, the snow's flying. Let's sit around the table. Let's drop some plans. When we're looking out for a homeowner, we're always keeping their budget in mind. Let's put numbers together and let's get that thing started so that the home's done in summer or fall before school starts. So now is really the time to be contacting us to get an appointment to get the job done.
Make your dream a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your dream home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
Gentlemen, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Don't be that guy running to the store for flowers and a card on your way home. Let Sartor Heyman Jewelers help you be a hero this Valentine's Day. We have great gifts in store now, and if you spend $129, we'll throw in a free bouquet of roses. Give her what she really wants this year and let us do the rest. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1905. In Lincoln and Grand Island and online at sartorheyman.com.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, we're back. Jay Foreman, Harrison. Quick segment till we get to the 5 o'clock hour. One more hour before we're to the weekend, Harrison.
I'll be here for quite a few more hours, but it'll be the weekend eventually for me. We do got a Husker Wrestling post-match tonight. Caleb Smith, he'll be down here with myself, so if you guys want to hang around for that. We'll also have Big Red Birdies at 6 o'clock, a couple of Husker golfers, Mackenzie Bream, Arden Lockheim, and people haven't listened to Arden Lockheim yet. She's great. She also does broadcasting for the Big Ten Plus Network. She actually, I think she's going to be working with Sam pretty soon here, and I know she's got gymnastics with Emma. She does a really great job. She had Sigler on last night, as you mentioned, and of course, Caleb Smith. He's just a dog. He understands wrestling well. And Ridge Level can't make it tonight, but he'll do it on Sunday. But they just, like I said earlier, they dominated Northwestern 47-0 on senior day. So they're hot right now, and they got Illinois on the road. That should be a good one.
Yeah, it's a lot going on with Husker sports.
A lot of winning.
And a lot of excitement around it. And plus, great talent, young and old, here at the Ticket. That's what we do. Harrison, are you up or down on Valentine's Day?
What do you mean? Like, am I excited for it?
Do you like it? Do you believe in it?
I like it when I'm where I'm at now because I got nothing to worry about. I'm gonna be hanging out in my crib. I don't got to worry about a damn thing.
What, did you used to worry about it?
Unfortunately, it depended on who I was dating at the time, but usually they cared. And it's always like negative 10 degrees out. It's like, why? You want to go out?
Yeah. You get all dressed up, and then you got to worry about it falling in the snow or something.
Yeah. I want to just, shout out. I shouldn't be illiterate because I know some people do care about it, but I'm happy that I don't have to plan anything this year. But if you do need to, go out to Kevin Myers, Cork and Bottle.
Yeah.
He'll hook you up.
Yeah, he has plenty of choices over there for you you're up against the clock tomorrow. And he also has Kevin K-Bed. He said he got some icebreakers for if you're meeting the in-laws.
Really?
He's got a little, set up for you. Just that he knows that either father-in-law or mother-in-law alike. You got anything?
He's a man of many talents.
Yeah, he got you, man. So we shall see.
What about you?
What? It's overrated. No, I'm just playing. It's all right. Yeah, at my age, it's like it's just another day. The funniest thing I heard somebody say? I think it was my dad or my uncle. I think my uncle told me, he said, every day would be a Valentine's Day. Hey, that probably went over like a fart in church. You know what I mean? When we were back in, I don't know, I think I was back in Maryland. I think all the men laughed, and then it was a straight silent in the kitchen with the women. They were like,
yeah, I can imagine that one would fly over well with that crowd.
That was pretty funny. Anyways, we're going to take a quick break, come back. My main man, Harrison J. Foreman, Old School, will be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you looking for something different for lunch or dinner in Lincoln? Big 8 is now open at 1226 P Street, serving seafood boils and Asian cuisine. Get your hands messy with fresh, flavorful seafood boils, hot, cold, and made to share. Or enjoy classic Chinese and Asian dishes, perfect for lunch, dinner, or a night out with friends and family. Big flavors, generous portions, and a brand new dining experience. Big 8, now open in Lincoln.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to get stronger just around the corner, so you can give everything you've got. Whether you want to crush a few reps before class with our expanded strength equipment or sweat it out on your way home from work. With over 2,800 locations, there's a Planet Fitness close to you, and most are open 24 hours. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Join the club today and get your first month free. Just $1 down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, February 13th.
See club for details.
When it comes to keeping your equipment running, you've got options at Landmark Implement. Whether you need premium John Deere parts or a more economical solution, A&I Parts from Landmark deliver the dependable performance you can count on with cost savings up to 40%. From filters and bearings to belts and everyday repairs, A&I Parts are built to work as hard as you do while helping stretch your budget further. Stop by your local Landmark Implement parts counter today or shop online anytime at shop.deere.com and experience the Landmark difference.
At DWE Generations, having a plan matters, especially when it comes to protecting what's most important. They work with individuals, families, and business owners to help make smart financial decisions that support life today and set the foundation for generations. David Darlington, Russell Walton, and Cody Eiler bring decades of experience, and their dedicated team provides follow-through, answering questions, explaining next steps, and staying connected as life evolves. DWE Generations, a generational wealth planning firm. DWE Generations is a marketing name for individuals doing business as representatives of Northwestern Mutual. Visit generations.nm.com or call 402-483-7871 and ask for David, Russell, or Cody. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at gainatrucking.com.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town. Husker Nation, get ready for some Monday morning madness. Spend your President's Day with the Huskers this Monday with an 11 a.m. matchup against the number 15 Iowa Hawkeyes right here in Lincoln. The Huskers only have 2 games left at home, so now is the time to watch them in person before they head to the Big Ten tournament next month. Tickets are still available for this can't-miss morning matchup, but don't wait. Lock in seats today at huskers.com/tickets. Go Big Red.
Flowers and chocolate are great for Valentine's Day, but you know what really earns you bonus points? A massage. No, not from you, but from the professionals at The Body Shop. Now is the time to purchase a gift certificate for your significant other to make sure you're the big winner this Valentine's Day. Go to thebodyshoplincoln.com and select from their wide variety of specific massages. Once you've purchased, you can either print out the certificate or email it to the lucky recipient. Do Valentine's Day right this year with a massage from The Body Shop, right behind Eyeglass World at 56th and O.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. Coming at you live from the heart of downtown Lincoln. This is Old School with Foreman and Orman. Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Here's Troy Detmer dropping straight back in the pocket. Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score! Foreman got it, and it's touchdown Huskers.
Black shirts answer the call one more time.
And Austin Orman. Old School with Foreman and Orman is sponsored by Graham Tire Company of Lincoln. Your tire store next door with 4 Lincoln locations. Old School with Foreman and Orman. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, Hour 3? Jay Foreman, Harrison on the 1s and 2s. We're Old School. Once again, we are brought to you by Graham Tire. 75 years serving the Midwest. They can take care of all your car, tire, and truck needs. Any type of service, get a hold of Graham Tire of Lincoln. We also want to give a shout out to Love Nebraska. Love Nebraska has started the season and wants you to be a part of the action. Get your tickets online at lovb.com and don't miss the opportunity to see volleyball stars like Lexi Rodriguez, Jordan Larson dominate the floor. Get your single match tickets online at lovbneb.com before it's too late, and remember to vote on the team's new nickname.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, nickname. It's kind of like when Seattle had the hockey team. You know, they're up there.
Yeah, they had the Yetis was one.
Yeah.
There's a few good
and
ones.
There's one like up in Utah. DP was up there involved in that. So a lot going on. Before we get started, want to give a shout out. We had my man E. Strick. He's in town for Nebraska basketball reunion. But he was a big part of the 95-96 team that won the NIT. They were a fun group to watch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were, NBA players everywhere. Strick stopped by. Always good to see Stricky Strick.
He's doing all right.
Yeah. He's always going to do right.
Mm-hmm.
Strick is he's the old school. So it's always cool
That's
to
true.
see Strick. Like we were talking about, still a big dude, man. That dude, man. I'm going to tell you one thing about Strick, though, is when he used to get off 2 feet and bam it on you. I don't think you ever got to see Strick, but he would get up off the floor quick.
I looked at some of his like back in the day.
Yeah.
Just making a clip for one time.
Yeah, he'll yoke on you now.
He had some freak athletics. I guess that's how you do it, though. Like if you're going to be the guy that's got opportunities to go pro NBA, pro NFL, pro baseball.
Yeah, baseball to start, basketball in college. Easily could have played football. He came out for a little bit.
What do you play, linebacker?
No, they had him playing wingback. He should have played linebacker.
He'd be a menace out there at linebacker.
Yeah, he could run and hit, and Strick was physical. Obviously basketball was physical, D you up, but it was always good to see him. Obviously he made his way, and then obviously played, plethora of years in the NBA and down in Dallas now. So I want to give a shout out to my boy Strick. But we're going to go on to some NFL news. The NFL owners, a little upset, Harrison. Now, if you remember, it comes out every year at training camp. Hey, I got to give the owners credit. Listen, when billionaires want to be petty, you got to think about this. Every single owner, I'm assuming I think they are billionaires, majority of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're billionaires. They don't have a worry in the world. They own these franchises. They essentially they'll be paid off in a few years. They make a ton of money, right? And the NFL is winning, right? They're always
all they have to do is have enough money to buy it.
That's it, and stay out of trouble. Just don't be Daniel Snyder, or in the NBA case, be your boy Donald Sterling, right?
Yeah.
So every year, at or around training camp time, they come out with these like report cards. So it's everything of like team culture, the facility, the weight room, the locker room, nutrition, like medical team, how much they take care of you as far as rehab and medical and all that. Well, the NFL owners, in particular, Mr. Woody Johnson, was upset because that was one of the first things he wanted to get off the docket because it made his franchise, look bad.
Maybe because it was.
The Jets were F all across.
What do you think, though?
The Jets were F all across the board.
Yeah.
Like if there was like 6 or 7 categories, it was straight F.
Mm-hmm.
And
which is crazy. Like, you can't even get a decent weight room going.
Right. Well, I think it's crazy because they have a new like training facility, and what the big thing NFL teams do now. And so say you play in Minnesota or in Minneapolis or, the stadiums downtown, their facility will be off and they'll have like, their practice area and stuff like that. So if you're building one of those, then, it should be up to snuff. I think Atlanta put a lot of money in theirs. We've seen it in Hard Knocks and stuff like that. But the NFL won their grievance against the NFLPA regarding report cards. Now, I'm going to say this before we get to your text and your opinion, Harrison. Here's the thing that I don't like. That's fine if you don't want it, right? But the same people that were giving the reports as far as the players, right? What their thoughts are. On the flip side, the owners and the NFL have no problem grading the players on national TV. Sometimes people that are great don't know what the heck is going on, right? And they'll put up stats sometimes that it'll hurt your ability to renegotiate your contract. So that's definitely not fair. It's not obviously a very valid compromise, but the NFL won because of a little thing in the CBA. And here's also a problem. It's the players' fault. And you can even look at, I'm not politics, but election. Like, you can't say anything if you don't vote. There's a lot of players when you have to vote to either yes on the CBA or no. They were advised not to accept this last CBA. Essentially, the owners said, look, we'll relax the penalties and the fines so you guys can smoke weed. But then we're going to take away a ton of benefits of you guys in the present time and for retired players as well. In some of those things where you're not able to, in some ways like this, talk freely about some of the working conditions that you're in.
Mm-hmm.
I will tell you from some of my own experiences, right? Buffalo was really good. And actually, when I was there, Mr. Wilson added on the indoor practice facility because we primarily practice outside. So we were able to do both. So you're able to get more done. You could have your defense outside or your offense outside, defense in, and switch, during the, both also all off season. You could get a lot done, right? The weight room was good. They always upgraded that. He always is about the players. The cafeteria was really good. We didn't ask for much, and so the support, the staff, the training staff was really, really good. We traveled great. You know what I mean? That's a big deal to players when you're looking for a place to play after you've earned your chance to get a second contract. Those things are important. How do they accommodate your family?
Mm-hmm.
Because the last thing you want to worry about as a player, as I'm getting ready to go play a game, is say like you're coming in town. I don't need to be checking my phone or you calling my phone and like your tickets aren't there, or you're getting jammed up for no reason, or they're treating you like crap. You're not able to get into the family lounge and stuff like that.
Especially one of those California teams.
Right.
Like a lot of that transportation, that stuff really matters because
Right.
it's not just you. You got a family and you got to figure out a place to stay. And I mean, if you're getting Fs, which I don't think any of the California teams did on some of those categories, like,
Right.
that's good to know before you're heading to that location.
Yeah, and because it goes into your decision.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you, when I went to the, I've been blessed every place I played with first class, but I've heard stories of other places, right? How Cincinnati Bengals are notoriously cheap.
They still walking across the road to get to their practice
Cincinnati,
field?
I think so. And the funny story about the Cincinnati, they had a linebacker coach. It was Coach Duffner, and he worked me out and kind of always kept in contact, with me before I, got the draft. And I remember he came down to my pro day, and I was just asking him like, okay, where are the scouts? He was like, oh, we don't have a scouting department. He's like, they make us not only coach, but we have to go out and do all our scouting. It's crazy. Right. And they weren't getting any breakfast and stuff like that over there. It was like, you saw what Chad Johnson was eating McDonald's before practice and all that. That's real. That's real.
That's
like,
horrible.
Yeah. That's
and
horrible.
we're talking about billionaires.
Right. And they're like, they were eliminating or had a limit on the amount of waters and Gatorade you could. I mean, it was, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It always, maybe I'm just too naive. And I get to know these stories. Like, obviously, shouts Strickland, who's in town when he was working here and talking to you. And obviously, DP's been traveling. It blows my mind how greedy some of these owners can get.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, you skimming on Gatorades and waters. Like, what's that doing for your money? At the end of the day, like, does that have any effect on you?
Right.
And, like, the practice facilities, like, it's a drop in the bucket.
Yeah.
So I don't get, like, being cheap in a lot of these. Like, if you're the New York Jets, you see Fs all across the board. Instead of making a big fit saying we shouldn't do this anymore, just like take 0.01% of what you're worth and fix it, and that 0.01% will be back before you know it because you're revenuing money at such a ridiculous rate that I don't know. I mean, it blows my mind how greedy these guys are.
I look, I was flabbergasted. Now I've been to places where Houston was really good. They took care of us. I think it was actually too much. I was like, man, they were more concerned that we had like good jumpsuits and paper and pencils. Like we needed better players, right? So there is a trade-off, right? Where, when I went to New York, I'm gonna tell you that was first. I always said, I wish I didn't get injured, right? I wish I was at it just my same pace of play, and I could have got to New York and San Francisco. New York was the first class all the way. I mean, I'm dead serious. It's kind of funny. So like I was coming off my broken leg, went for a tryout. They didn't sign anybody there. So I was like, oh, they just, they ain't going to sign anybody. Somebody got hurt 2 weeks later. I was out seeing my grandma in Washington, D.C. So I just was going up there for a quick weekend. So I probably had just a carry-on amount of clothes, shorts, sweatshirt, and T-shirt. Get a call on Sunday. I'm leaving to go back home Monday. Hey, we're going to sign you. My agent called, and he's like, hey, pick up your phone. So we're going to sign you. Where you at? we're going to fly you. And at that time, I was living in Charlotte. I was like, well, I'm in D.C. They're like, cool. The lady calls me back. So I didn't have any clothes. I didn't have any suits, or I didn't have anything. So by the time I got there and I wore what I had on all weekend, washed it real quick.
That's rough.
They went to the local mall and got me something till my clothes arrived. Then they made sure I had transportation. Michael Strahan took care of me, and then the rest was history. Had my kids in, and friends would come in. They would make sure they would, be able to get to till I got on my feet. There's places that wouldn't have it. That wouldn't happen every single day. Do you have a good place to eat? Do you need do you want to go out? Because they have like a player league. Do you want to go out to eat? Do you need us to order something for you so you could take back to, at that time they had me staying at the top floor of the Marriott.
Jeez.
I mean, that's first class.
Yeah.
And then, when you travel and all this other stuff, it wasn't like we're coming in there like staying at Ritz-Carlton or something, but it's even little things like when you're a veteran, do you get your own room, or do you gotta, all that type of stuff. And San Francisco was the same. I would say this one thing: San Francisco, before they did their new facility, it was the same locker rooms and everything that Jerry Rice and those guys were at. Now the locker room was nicer, but it was the same kind of facility. So it's small. So when we'd come in and have breakfast, and it's cold out there in the northern California in the morning, it would be, it was kind of like a tent, like a circus tent. It is enclosed, and they had heaters in there. And then the weight room was small, but it was all like new equipment, and we got after it. Meeting rooms were a little small, but then they upgraded it, and it's hard. They're landlocked out there to get it. So that's probably the only one, but everything else was first class. They take some teams take care of you, man. And
that's why report cards are nice. You figure out which ones do.
Well, we're going to see it. I got it right here. Here's the 2025 grade. Let's look at your team, the Chicago Bears.
Not too shabby.
You're looking at it. Chicago Bears. Treatment of families, C+. Food and dining area, C+. Nutrition and dietitian, B. So we're that's good.
I think the weight room did really well too.
Locker room, A-. So that's an A. Training room, B+. First class. Training staff, B. Weight room, A. Strength coaches, B+. Team travel, B. Head coach, C. That's fine.
Yeah, the head coach.
Well, that's before.
Yeah.
Ownership, A-. That's good.
Yeah, you'd like to bump up the family and like take care of family more, but like you can live with that. A couple C's, like that's not going to get you grounded.
Yeah. Let's look at, who do you want to see next?
Give me the Bengals.
All right, let's go Cincinnati Bengals. Oh my God. Cincinnati Bengals. Treatment of families, F-.
Is that even possible?
Yes, that means they treat your family horrible. That means you're not
they
getting
give them the bird when they get off the plane.
No, that means you're not getting any extra parking passes, and you definitely aren't getting any tickets because they're selling them. And I'm gonna tell you what some owners do: they'll make you buy back your helmets and jerseys. Won't blow anybody out there. I've heard that before.
That's crazy.
Food, F.
Yeah. Well, I mean that one. What do they got?
And they were nice with the nutritionist and dietitian, because if you have bad food, how you have a C for nutritionist? That's questionable. Locker room. They did upgrade it because we saw that, right? Joe Burrow needs to have a nice locker room. We've seen it on TV. Training room, B+. Training staff, A-. Weight room, B. Strength coaches, A-. Team travel, A-. Head coach, A. That's Zach Taylor. Ownership, C.
They saved it a little bit there. I wonder if they left the ownership part out, like this, they wouldn't have such a grievance with it. Well, but that's a direct shot at the owner.
Well, let's look at our New York Jets.
Let's
start at the very end. Okay, let's just start at the end. Ownership, F. Woody Johnson was at the forefront of this. Okay, F. Head coach, B. Questionable. That was Robert Saleh, right? That's questionable. You fired him, and then you fired the interim coach, and you had Jeff Ulbrich finish the season. I call BS on that. Team travel, C+. You're Woody Johnson. You own Johnson & Johnson, and you got C+ in travel. we got strength coaches, B. Weight room, C+. Now we're on the decline now. Training staff, C. So that means you're probably a D. Training room, C. That means you're probably a D. Here we go. Locker room in a new facility, D+. Okay. Nutrition and dietitian, B+. Food, C-. That means you're a D+ or D.
You're in New York.
Treatment of families, C-.
Man.
Is there anybody on the text line if you want your team read?
That's a good one. 402-464-5685. Text in if you want to hear your team's 2025 report cards. How about the Rams? Troy and Lincoln wants to know.
All right, here we go. Where they are. Okay, here. Oh, dang. The Rams.
They're probably doing all right, I would think.
Treatment of families, D.
All right.
Food, C-. Probably just eating a whole bunch of like foo-foo stuff, right? Nutritionist and dietitian, B+. Locker room, C+. I don't know how this happens. Training room, B. Training staff, B. Weight room, C+. I think I saw where their weight room's like half outside. It's kind of bootleg. Again, they are landlocked. Strength coaches, A-. So you got good strength coaches, but you got a crappy weight room.
Usually the coaches, I've noticed, the players don't ever have beef with a lot of the strength
Well,
coaches.
because you're with them a lot, and, and they take care of you. Team travel, B. Head coach, A. Sean McVay. Ownership, C.
All right, we got a lot. I'm going to go for the one that's most requested right now. We got a lot of Chiefs.
All right, let's look at the Chiefs.
And then some Detroit Lions.
All right, let's look at the Chiefs.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Treatment of families, B-. You got to expect that. Andy Reid's a family guy. Food and dining area. You know Andy Reid likes to eat.
Yeah.
B. Okay. Nutritionist, dietitian, A-. Come on, Chiefs. Come on, Chiefs. Locker room, D-.
Really?
Yeah. Training room, C-. Training staff, C.
Ooh.
They got a really good trainer over there. It came from Philly with Andy Reid. He's like legendary. And then the weight room, C+. Jeez, we need to upgrade that.
I figured they'd be on top of the world with all the revenue.
The owner got $1 million house in the stadium. We got to put some of that money in our weight room and our training staff. Strength coaches, B. Team travel, B. Head coach, A+. Here we go. Ownership, C-.
He was with Woody Johnson.
And it's probably because you got to think he's got one of that new stadium and he's making taxpayers pay for it. He's got billions right there. Who else we got? The Detroit Lions?
Yeah, a lot of Detroit Lions in here.
The fight. You know who likes the Detroit Lions?
Sander.
Yeah.
Odd duck.
Treatment of families, B. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Food and dining area, B-. Nutritionist and dietitian, B. Locker room, C+. Training room, B+. Training staff, B. Weight room, B. Strength coaches, A-. Team travel, B+. Head coach, A+. Ownership, B+. That's a pretty good report.
All right, I want to hear this one. I agree. Text line, Duke for governor. Give me the Cowboys. I want to get to that ownership.
You know Jerry Jones fudge. you know Jerry Jones fudge his name. Fudge is right. Look at
if we get to an A+, we know it's fudge.
Now, Jerry Jones, treatment of families, A.
All right, good.
Probably so. Once a day, Jerry Jones takes care of the Cowboys.
You do see that.
Yeah.
He's talking with like former players.
Yeah.
He has families up with them all the
always.
time.
Food and dining area, B+. Nutritionist, dietitian, B+. Locker room, A. Right? Training room, C. Training staff, C. Probably goes along with the way they've been playing. Weight room, A-. They're always a good-looking team. Got big arms and stuff. Strength coaches, B+, so he's doing his job. Team travel, B-. Now, I'm surprised about that. That's Jerry Jones. He's got like a $250 million yacht, right?
It's his yacht.
Head coach, A. That's Mike McCarthy. You fired him.
That's how it goes.
That means everybody liked him.
Mm-hmm.
Ownership, B. You know, Jerry Jones said, listen, I better have B at worst.
Otherwise, you're off the team. We're not going to franchise, whatever it may be. Let's get one more in here. Let's talk about Jake Sorensen's Dolphins.
Oh, that'll be good. That'll be good. Oh, they definitely lied. They definitely lied. This is humanly impossible. This grading system. Was it Stephen Ross? He definitely called in some favors. He probably got a favor because he paid to it. Listen to this. Treatment of families, A. Food and dining area, A+. Nutritionist and dietitian, A+. Locker room, A+. Training room, A. Training staff, A. Weight room, A+. Strength coaches, A+. Team travel, A+. Head coach, A+. Ownership, A+. What? Yes.
That's crazy because it didn't seem like anybody wanted to be on that team this year.
All right, we'll go one more.
Let me go look for. Let me go another request here. Bubba, you want to hear about those Green Bay Packers?
All right. I was gonna do New England, but we'll do Green Bay.
Oh, New England would be a good one too.
Treatment of families, B. Food and dining area, A-. Nutrition and dietitian, A-. Locker room, B. Trainer room, A-. Training staff, B. Weight room, A. Strength coaches, B. Team travel, A-. Head coach, A-. Ownership, A-.
I was hoping they'd have really bad grades because the ownership's the Green Bay Packers fans.
Yeah, but
so
they're pretty first class, though.
They are pretty first class, but I was hoping it was bad because they could always use that against them.
Yeah, they're pretty first. Let's do New England.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Like to do New England and Seattle, but we'll do New England. New England. Treatment of families, C+. Dang, Robert Kraft. Food and dining area, C. Best left over from Bill Belichick. Nutritionist dietitian, B. Locker room, C-. They probably ain't changed the locker room since I've been playing. Training room, C-. Training staff, C+. Here we go.
Jeez.
Here we go. Weight room, F. But strength coaches, B. Here we go. This is even better. Team travel, F. Yeah, that means there's probably no first class seat for veterans.
Yikes.
Head coach, B+, which is weird because it was Gerard Mayo.
Mm-hmm.
And they fired him after a year. Ownership, D.
All right. I might want to get 2 more in here.
Let's do Seattle, and then we'll go to break.
Okay. I was also curious just on the Jaguars what they voted for travel.
Where are they at?
Because they're constantly
They better be good.
all over in Europe. And they got some tough travel. So if they're not,
Their travel is B+.
okay, good.
Yeah.
At least they're taking care of them.
Yeah, Shaw does good. Let's do New England, right? Did we do already?
We just did New England. Someone does Raiders, or yeah, we can go Seattle.
You want to do Raiders?
They seem like a dumpster fire. Could be
All right,
interesting.
Yeah, let's do the Raiders. No, actually, the Raiders. Look, the 2 longest tenure, the Raiders. They got everything's new for them.
I guess yeah.
Yeah.
So it checks out.
Yeah, so it does. So Raiders, treatment of families, B+. Food and dining area, A. Nutrition and dietitian, A+. Locker room, A-. Trainer room, A. Training staff, A-. Weight room, A+. Strength coaches, A. Team travel, A. Head coach, A-, which is crazy.
The head coach is the oddest one that keeps coming up.
Ownership, A.
All right.
Let's do.
Would you want Seattle, you said?
Yeah, we'll do Seattle. And then we'll go to break. Seattle Seahawks. Treatment of families, A-. Food and dining area, B. Nutrition and dietitian, B. Locker room, B+. Training room, C. Training staff, B-. Weight room, B. Strength coaches, A-. Team travel, A-. Head coach, A. Ownership, C+. The worst ownership we got was Woody Johnson. Here's what the worst owners were. Tampa Bay, oddly enough. I thought the Glazer family was pretty good. Pittsburgh's ownership got a D. New York Jets got an F. New England got a D. The Rams got a C. Kansas City Chiefs got C-. And Carolina Panthers got a D-. That's essentially you got an F. Yeah, the Carolina Panthers got an F.
I can see that with Pepper.
What the worst is the Cleveland Browns were at the C+. They were like essentially a B.
How is that possible?
With the ownership? I don't know. Ownership's questionable because you signed Deshaun Watson to $250 million like guaranteed.
Mm-hmm. You're still paying him.
Yeah. So, anyways, we'll come back with another segment with the NFL. We had some rankings off the draft. Who actually should have been the number 1 pick in the draft? You never would guess it. Harrison knows it. Jay Foreman, Harrison, Old School. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with Jay Foreman and Austin Orman. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Sometimes good people make mistakes. When you find yourself in need of an attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court and protect your freedom to get you the best possible outcome and the justice you deserve. Trust your freedom to Liberty Law Group, the best criminal attorneys in Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service, bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off. Mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934. HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Make your next event unforgettable with Grazing Gouda, your local artists and experts in charcuterie and grazed tables. From boardrooms to ballrooms, they turn gatherings into experiences with stunning spreads of artesian cheeses, cured meats, fresh fruits, and gourmet bites. Perfect for corporate luncheons, weddings, parties, or any celebration that deserves a wow moment. They handle the details. You take the compliments. Book your graze table today at GrazingGouda.com. Grazing Gouda, because every event deserves to be savored.
If you've been around Lincoln for more than a few years, you've heard of Dewey's Computer Service. We've been fixing computers for nearly 30 years. Now, we're Wingman IT, and we take care of all the things that go buzz, beep, or ding for your business. Our team of support engineers take care of everything from computers and servers to business phones, network cabling, firewalls, and most importantly, IT security. We take care of technology so you can focus on running your business. Call us or visit us at wingmanit.com.
Gentlemen, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Don't be that guy running to the store for flowers and a card on your way home. Let Sartor Heyman Jewelers help you be a hero this Valentine's Day. We have great gifts in store now, and if you spend $129, we'll throw in a free bouquet of roses. Give her what she really wants this year and let us do the rest. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1905. In Lincoln and Grand Island and online at sartorheyman.com.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings & Rings thanks to the all-new Delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney location. Stop by Wings & Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to get stronger just around the corner, so you can give everything you've got. Whether you want to crush a few reps before class with our expanded strength equipment or sweat it out on your way home from work. With over 2,800 locations, there's a Planet Fitness close to you, and most are open 24 hours. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Join the club today and get your first month free. Just $1 down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, February 13th.
See club for details.
Are you tired of living in pain? At Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, they make it simple. From head to toe, spine to extremities, they've got you covered. Their multi-specialty team of experts in orthopedic surgery, plastic surgery, podiatry, physical therapy, and occupational therapy all work under one roof to get you back to living life pain-free. Don't wait another day. Visit prairie-ortho.com today or call them at 402-489-4700. Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery, where healing begins.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
That mild February weather is going to continue here as we head through the weekend. We'll top out around 62 today. Good amount of sunshine, a light wind under 5 miles an hour. Increasing cloud cover here tonight, a low temperature of around 38 degrees, and then a chance of rain tomorrow with a high temperature right around 56. A little nicer coming up on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Aaron Dowda for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our our contests. And thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, Harrison on the ones and twos. Pretty funny segment, though. We'll do one more. Jake Bach, my man, I apologize. He's a big Arizona Cardinals fan.
Can I ask, you know the story, like, how in the world do you pick the Cardinals?
I don't know. Just wanted to be
Is there a Husker connection that I'm missing?
No.
all right, Bach.
My mom lived in Phoenix, and she was a Cardinals fan, just because you're there.
Yeah,
but,
you live in Phoenix.
Yeah. But we're going to go in there. Listen here, Jake. Bach, I want you to listen to this. Treatment of families, D+. In Arizona with that heat, you should be treating people great. Get in this AC. Food and dining area, D-. And we're feeding you bad food. Now, we're going to feed you bad food, but guess what? Our nutritionist and dietitian is a B. Just all over the place. Locker room, F-. That means there's probably roaches in there. Rats and roaches. What do they got? Scorpions.
They got scorpions coming through the walls.
Training room, D-. There's no AC. There's no AC. Training staff, C.
Oh, that's the worst hit on the staff so far.
Yeah.
A C-. We haven't seen that yet.
That means they just mad because it's too hot. It's like weight room, F.
No AC in there either.
Strength coaches, C+. Not only is it the weight room is garbage, you got bad coaches. Team, now listen, well, travel nice. Team travel, B. I don't know who gets all these head coaches have A's and they get fired. Head coach A, ownership D-.
Put him in the group with Woody Johnson.
Yeah, man.
Spearheading that rejection of having that come out every year.
Oh my gosh,
that's a bummer that we're not going to get those. That's because I like that every year.
They'll come out some way.
Yeah.
The NFLPA just show up on the dark way. Oh, what's this? And it'll just get circulated. Trust me.
Might be the first thing that got leaked as of late.
NFLPA is going to make sure to put you on notice about that. You better treat our players good.
Well, they get the quotes in there too.
Yeah.
Every now and then, and obviously they're anonymous, but it's nice when you're reading this team and they'll have some quotes with it.
It's funny. Some of them are funny, man. And the fact that you guys are taking care of the families, that's the wrong thing to do, man. That's a good way to lose a free agent. It's a simple way. If you want a good example in the NBA, Tim Duncan was going to leave the Spurs and sign with the Orlando Magic. Shaq, Tim Duncan, Penny. And I think Grant Hill, or they would have had it to squad. You want to know why he didn't go there?
Family.
They wouldn't let his old lady go to like a couple of the road games. They're like, no, you got to fly commercial.
That's something with the billionaires. What a dumb way to lose. But
if Tim Duncan is coming as a free agent, what do you want? Do you need your own plane?
You want Section A? We'll just give you Section A. You bring the whole family.
You want to ride in the cockpit? You want to learn how to fly?
Take pilot lessons?
Yeah. Anything, what do you need? You want a free zip pass at Disney? What do you need? And that's how he stayed in San Antonio. Crazy. And that goes into how you treat your family. Now, we only got 10 minutes. We got to give Harrison his just due. So the NFL draft last year, obviously there's 32 picks. Cam Ward went number 1, Travis Hunter number 2, on so forth and so on. But that's only where you get drafted. PFF does a grading system. I don't know how they do it. They take your snaps. Obviously, they know your positions. They have this WAR rate, and then you get a grade, right? So they give you a grade on how well you play.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it is circumstantial, right? Cam Ward with the Tennessee Titans is not set up like Jaden Daniels was when he went to the Commanders or so forth and so on. But do you want to hear, Harrison, who was the worst rookie, or we'll say the best for last, right?
Yeah. Let me hear the worst rookie.
The worst rookie with a PFF grade of 41 or 41.
Is that Will Campbell, is it?
No.
Okay.
Shamar Stewart.
Oh.
Cincinnati. His WAR rate was a negative 6.3%. Now, I will say he was the longest holdout. It was all based on contract. So he didn't get any offseason. He didn't get any mini camps or anything like that. But his tape was horrible.
Yeah. 17th pick.
I've watched his his all 20. It was bad.
What is his biggest problems?
Motor was just quitting on plays and getting dump trucked. He looked bad. Now he needs to go see a pass rush doctor and has a good second year, or you could be up out of Cincinnati. Maybe they knew after that first rookie minicamp, like, this dude ain't who we should be drafting. The second worst is, well, there's like all of them. They're all tied, is Kenneth Grant. I think he's the big defensive tackle from Michigan.
Yep. Miami this year.
Got famous because of the interception that he had at Penn State when actually Sharon Moore was the head coach and he took it back. His score was 48.3. Coming in a close second was Jahad Barron, cornerback for the Broncos, who I actually thought was going to be good, from Texas, who was kind of do-it-all. He was 48.9. And he had a chance to really step up when Patrick Surtain was out for a few weeks.
So far, that's bad. He was 20th. So far, the worst one is that Kenneth Grant, because he was 13th overall pick. That's the highest one ranked so low right now.
Yeah, when you correlate.
Yeah.
And then Derek Harmon, the defensive tackle from Oregon that went to Pittsburgh, was 49.8, which is bad. And I knew he was hurt, got hurt, and his mom passed away and stuff like that. So
that's a tough one.
Yeah, it's a tough one. And Cam Hayward is playing out of his mind.
Yeah.
And Benton is really good. So it's really hard to kind of really show your stuff when you have a lot of stuff going on. So we'll give him a pass. Cam Ward, who went number 1, had 1,006 snaps. Essentially took all the snaps. His grade was 58.9. It's understandable because he was running for his life a lot, trying to force some passes, playing from behind.
I'm not super worried about him. The situation's always scary, but I wonder, like some of these guys, like Sam Darnold, what did he look like that first year? And obviously he won a Super Bowl now. So much of the quarterback's just situation. Like, you don't know almost until they have like a couple of stops. And even then, in Darnold's case, it's like multiple.
Yeah, 4 other stops before he figured out. And obviously he was successful at Minnesota, and then the year at San Francisco, he was the backup. So you just never know. I think Cam Ward's a franchise quarterback. I think Robert Saleh being the head coach, I think, is going to be good. And and Brian Dable as the OC, I think you'll see an uptick in that. So I think they're well on the way. Let's look at, which is crazy, who from the Super Bowl has been taking a lot of heat because he gave up 14 pressures in the Super Bowl. Will Campbell had a really high grade, 74.8.
I just looked it up. Yeah, not as bad. But this is the thing with Will Campbell. I did kind of feel for him. Like, his tape looked bad. Like, he was kind of standing too straight up. Seattle was giving everyone work. I mean, there's a reason they were there. That defense was playing lights out, and he had a bad game on top of it, which is unfortunate when the bright lights are on. But I mean, they just walked out of handing San Francisco a brutal loss, for San Francisco only got 6 points.
Yeah, and also Will Campbell got hurt, and I think he never got his strength back in his legs.
Yeah,
coming off that leg injury that he had, and obviously it showed in the Super Bowl. Let's look at some other rookies before we get to the best out there. Let me see. Abdul Carter, Mr. I Sleep in Meetings. When he plays, his PFF grade was 74.7. He's a productive player when he plays. He's a really productive player.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to tell you the best bang for your buck, though, in my opinion. Best bang for your buck. Jahad Campbell, linebacker from Philly. His grade was 76.3. He was a number 31 pick. I felt like he should have been a top 10 or 12 pick.
That's right, because that's when the Chiefs and Eagles made a
swap.
So Eagles won that one.
Yeah, but he's at 76.3. He can rush the passer both as an outside linebacker and inside linebacker. He's a 4.4, 4.5 guy, and he can play the run. I mean, he has no weaknesses. And he had a huge year for Alabama, and he played really well on a really good defense in Philly. That's the best bang for your buck.
What was his PFF grade?
76.3.
So they won. Well, Josh Simmons, he got 66, and that's who the Chiefs traded for.
Right.
Or they traded the picks, and they got Josh Simmons. So.
Right. But to be 76 at 31 versus guys that were picked significantly higher, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck, and that's probably why Philly is obviously always in the mix, and it's questionable that they have the best roster out there. One more guy real quick, or two more actually. Ashton Genty, who started out a little slow at the Raiders when Chip Kelly tried to change his stance. He changed it back after Chip Kelly left, and he started going to work. He was 70.9, so 71. That's probably on the offensive line more than anything. I think he played pretty well just running the ball. Just didn't have a lot of opportunities because the offensive line was porous.
Go look at all the games where everyone's like, he came well live that game. Go look at the yards after contact.
Right.
It was always brutal for him to have games where he was starting to get that, just over 100 yards.
Right. Yeah, and he had early in the season he wasn't getting a lot of opportunities, and I think, for a shorter guy, he stood straight up so he could see the vision. When you kind of change his stance, it changes. I mean, I don't understand why you would change his stance. He's 5'8", 5'9". You evaluated him as a running back with his running back stance.
Mm-hmm.
Why would that? That's the last thing I'm gonna change.
It's me and DeMornay, because he's a Raiders fan. We talked about that all the time. It was, to me, the dumbest focus for that offense. Who gives a damn?
Yeah. But then when they changed it back, he went immediately to work that next week.
Yeah, because you can see.
Yeah. And the best bang for your buck, the best rookie by every metrics possible is, drum roll, Colston Loveland, tight end out of Michigan, 818 plays. He graded out at 85.3.
Checks out.
Yeah.
On the eyes.
And he needs to be upgraded to a 90, considering when you have to do your rookie show, everybody, it's like you're not hazing, but when you're a rookie, you got to go up and say where you're from, position, signing bonus, and then you got to do some sort of skit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get up there, the whole draft class, and you've seen it where they made fun of Ray Lewis and all them, or you got to, sing your school fight song. Colston Loveland can actually sing for real.
Mm-hmm.
And he can dance.
Yeah, he's a good entertainer. Get the crowd into it.
And he got the whole place rocking. And the great thing about it for him, he'll never get asked again.
Mm-hmm.
The guys that get asked all the time are the ones that don't want to participate or just horrible. So Colston Loveland had a really good rookie year. Considering that people wanted Warren drafted over him. Chicago drafted the quarter. This is the best thing Chicago did. They drafted the tight end that fit Chicago, fit the scheme, and fit with the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
And it worked out like gangbusters.
Well, and also, I'm just out of curiosity, I'd imagine Monungai checked out pretty well. 67.3, a little lower than I thought, but
that's
pretty solid. And then Luther Burden, 76.7.
Hey,
Ozzie, 73.5.
Monungai was a 7th-round pick, and you got a starting running back.
Yeah.
I don't care if he's 67. That's a 97. That dude is for real.
Mm-hmm.
And we saw him up close and personal when Rutgers came in here to take on our Huskers. So,
man, my Bears killed the draft. I was just looking at these numbers.
Hey, who would have thought?
Luther Burden, 76.7. Come on. Luther Burden was a value pick, too.
Yeah. It was projected to be a first-round pick and played like it later in the season.
Yep.
Now, if you get Roman get going
mm-hmm.
and healthy, more importantly, they're cooking with peanut oil down there in Chicago.
And you got a psychopath at head coach.
Yeah. And supposedly they're going to get DeMario Davis to get rid of Edmonds. The defense will be off the chart. So, anyways, we're going to take a quick break, come back, quick segment before we put a bow on this week and send everybody off into, I guess, Valentine's Day and the weekend. Jay Foreman, Harrison, we'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Looking to get a room downtown or near South Lincoln? Abe Lincoln would tell you no to the Ford Theater and yes to Lincoln Hotel. Save up to 40% off downtown Lincoln prices with a nice clean room and comfortable stay. Lincoln Hotel is locally owned and offers a day pass to the city's largest locally owned gym, Good Life Fitness. Long-term stays are available. You can learn more about pricing and book your Lincoln Hotel stay today at staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565. That's staylnk.com or call 402-600-0565.
If you've been around Lincoln for more than a few years, you've heard of Dewey's Computer Service. We've been fixing computers for nearly 30 years. Now, we're Wingman IT, and we take care of all the things that go buzz, beep, or ding for your business. Our team of support engineers take care of everything from computers and servers to business phones, network cabling, firewalls, and most importantly, IT security. We take care of technology so you can focus on running your business. Call us or visit us at wingmanit.com.
Golfing in 72 degrees and perfect conditions in Nebraska doesn't seem possible in the winter, but it is. Double Eagle Golf is your escape from the bone-chilling cold outside and a reason to keep the clubs out year-round. Book a bay with some friends for a weekend or come by for golf and happy hour on a weekday. Spring leagues begin in February. Get signed up today. That's all at Double Eagle Golf inside the Kinetic Sports Complex on West O Street, online at doubleeagle.golf. A lot of businesses say they're family focused, but when tough situations in life arise, the business wants anything but your best interests. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring, and they will always treat their employees like family, just as they do their customers. James Enterprise Incorporated is hiring Class A and B CDL drivers, a shop tech, and a diesel mechanic. If you're looking for a career with a company that goes above and beyond to value you and your family, apply today at jamesenterpriseinc.com or call 402-432-6740. Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get one half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town. MWR, a local company of Lincoln, is proud to announce they are able to offer their own post-frame building packages in metal to anyone desiring a building, whether you're a contractor or a DIYer. They can install your building as always, and they offer multiple different rib profiles and loads of color options, including the wood grain metal at great competitive prices. You can inquire at mwrbuildingandfence.com or just draw your desired building and submit it in their contact us page, and they'll get back to you. Call MWR today at 402-540-8966.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. It doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934 and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Dorn. God bless you.
Gentlemen, Valentine's Day is just around the corner. Don't be that guy running to the store for flowers and a card on your way home. Let Sartor Heyman Jewelers help you be a hero this Valentine's Day. We have great gifts in store now, and if you spend $129, we'll throw in a free bouquet of roses. Give her what she really wants this year and let us do the rest. Sartor Heyman Jewelers, your hometown jeweler since 1905. In Lincoln and Grand Island and online at sartorheyman.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Dinner and a movie? You've done that. Arbor Axe House has a date night deal that really hits. This Valentine's Day, enjoy a special rate that includes an hour of axe throwing for 2 plus drinks and koozies. Reserve your lane today at arbораxe.com. Arbor Axe House on the corner of N Street and Antelope Valley.
Planet Fitness has everything you need to get stronger just around the corner, so you can give everything you've got. Whether you want to crush a few reps before class with our expanded strength equipment or sweat it out on your way home from work. With over 2,800 locations, there's a Planet Fitness close to you, and most are open 24 hours. Save when you join for just $1 down, $15 a month. Planet Fitness. We're all strong on this planet.
Join the club today and get your first month free. Just $1 down, $15 a month. No commitment. Deal ends Friday, February 13th.
See club for details.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contests, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to Old School with Foreman and Orman on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, we're back. Jay Foreman, Harrison on the ones and twos. A couple minutes before we send everybody off, we see people rolling down O Street, man. They got the flowers in hand and all that other stuff.
I see some dudes with a panic look on their eye driving home, like, Hopefully the gas station's got some tulips.
Hey, it comes on you quick.
It does.
Yeah. But, hey, you know what? It's a lover's holiday. You know? Oh, who came up with Valentine's Day? Whoever it is made some money.
I can take a guess, but not gonna.
And then the card companies are making money hand over fist. You know, when you got to get the cards or whatever.
Yeah, I've always lacked on the card game. Is that a big deal? The cards?
I don't know. I barely read text. So in the cards. I mean, I think at some point you just kind of, you get older, it's just kind of not that big a deal. But
What I do miss, if you're an elementary kid though.
Yeah, you used to get the candy.
That's the best.
Oh my God, I used to love it.
That was fun. And
Yeah.
every now and then it'd be
get
like
the candy.
You would
Because in elementary you couldn't bring candy for like
so you had the box.
You had to bring it for
It was
everybody.
it was like Halloween.
Yeah,
It was awesome.
The straight cavity.
The older you get, the worse Valentine's Day
yeah,
gets.
yeah, exactly. That was the apex then.
Yeah.
yeah,
We had it in middle school too, where like the Crush soda.
Yeah.
You could send each other crushes, and then you'd be like, "Damn, I got 6 Crush sodas. I must be." And it's like, it's all my dude friends.
That's all right.
You still take the sodas.
Yeah, I appreciate the thought, man. I mean, but in 4th grade, middle or elementary school, I used to come up like the mob, man. Man, I used to love eating that candy, man. It's probably the problem I got right now. But anyways, it's wishing everybody a happy Valentine's Day and good luck for the Huskers and all the Husker teams. Baseball kicks off tonight, 7:00. My man Austin is down on the scene in Phoenix. We are jealous, Austin, if you're listening. It's great weather here, but I know it's phenomenal down there in Phoenix. And so we're wishing Coach Bolton and the Huskers to get off to a good start and good basketball weekend. Wrestling's going to handle Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
And then on Monday, Amy Williams and crew is going to get their get back right against Iowa.
Yep. Got tennis too. If you got nothing to do, tennis.
A lot going on.
free.
You got plenty.
Gymnastics free.
Gymnastics.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff's free. I don't think people
And
realize.
Make sure you get there to Alumni Weekend.
Yep.
See if one alumni can hit a half court shot like they did a couple years ago. So for Jay Foreman, my man Harrison on the 1s and 2s, we're old school. We'll holler at you next week.
.7 The Ticket. Fox KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
That mild February weather is going to continue here as we head through the weekend. We'll top out around 62 today. Good amount of sunshine.